Hello, everybody. This is Mira, also known as Win 5, Get 1 Free, and today we are back with a new game of New Amsterdam. Now, if you want to, there we go. Now, if where we're going to start tonight is we are going to start with Scott. Trinix. About a month and 3 days has been passing, and as that's been going on, you have been working at Artis. So here's about how your days look, right? You go into work uncomfortably early in the morning, like 5 in the morning. You are escorted into the area specifically by Rainier. And you are brought to Dr. Jabbar Alphonse's lab for work. This first month, you're not even touching a single piece of equipment. You're just sitting there and learning. And actually, this feels like a really good time for you to give me a intelligence check to see how much you are learning. Not bad. Yeah, I mean, your natural intelligence, your like natural ability to learn is definitely like pulling you through this. But I mean, at the end of the day, maybe it's that you're not trying, maybe it's that the subject matter is super above your head. I mean, what are those like what's like the holdup, you think, with the learning everything here? Like you're learning most things, but you're not quite getting it fully.
Like majority of it is that in Trinick's brain, he's still like dealing with the whole fact. I have a brother.
Mm,
I had a dad that is now dead. I have a brother that's dead. Wait, what did you say? Yeah, I got that. That's good.
yeah.
But
Okay.
then
Hell yeah.
family stuff. Yeah, I got
Y-
it.
Yeah. Oh, I get you. Yeah, you're distracted. And why wouldn't you be? This is the place that your father worked, and his shadow is following you here. Everyone that you meet, every new person, is they're like, oh, you're sorry, hold on, I gotta pull up my notes here. They're like, come on, where is it? What was your dad's name? Uh, sorry, give me 1 second. What
Miss Lorna.
was Lorna? Yeah, you're Lorna's boy and all that. They're kind of they're like they're like you're Thomas Lorna's boy, right? And that sort of thing.
And I'm like,
Um,
yeah, as far as I know. Yeah.
yeah, and they have nothing but good things to say about your dad. Like a lot of people are like, it's a real shame. Like, I'm really sorry to hear that. Everyone is very nice to you. But again, you're constantly compared to Thomas Lorna boys, like you're Tom's boy, and that sort of thing. You're never not hearing that, and maybe at some point, Dr. Jabbar Alphonse says, well, I'm going to take a lunch break. Let me give you your first assignment. And he hands you a plate that has a pill and a glass of water beside it. He said, this is a nutrient pill. Essentially, this is all of the nutrients that you're going to need, carbo loaded, filled with lipids, and of course, all of the vitamins that you're going to need as well. You'll probably want to eat some bread or something later, but this should sate your hunger and your nutritional needs. We usually pull these out for folks who are still working and want to be as productive as possible. And he puts you in front of a cogitator, or not cogitator. I'm used to my 40K game. Ha ha ha. He puts you in front of a computer and he says, in here is a large amount of data. We need this data collated into 3 categories. We need it collated into a category of alpha brainwave, beta brainwave, and gamma brainwave. Do you think that you could do that over the lunch break?
Yeah, sure. Sounds like fun.
Kind of nods and he slides the tray towards you and he says, well, I'm going to go off to lunch. Do you want me to bring you anything back? I know these things are a little not barbaric, but a little efficient, if you ask me. Do you want me to bring you something from the cafeteria?
Uh, bread? Like a big loaf of bread? I don't know. Bread sounds good. Let's go with bread.
Like, do you like Hawaiian loaves?
I don't know. Just I don't know what that is.
I'll I'll bring you some Hawaiian rolls. And he kind of like nods and you know he heads out of the room, and you're left in the room with three people. You're left in the room with Rainier, who's kind of just sitting in the back, half snoozing almost. Um, and then there's one other scientist who said he was going to skip lunch, right? Um, he kind of an older fella. He's got that Albert Einstein hair. I mean, he looks like a scientist, and you can tell kind of intentionally he looks like a scientist. This is very like 50s science chic, you know, with the white lab coat, the slacks, and the dress shoes. Like he's not wearing the tech wear that a lot of these guys are wearing that make him look like fucking, Silicon Valley guys, Um, and as he's kind of sitting there typing away on his computer, do you take your lunch pill?
Yeah, looks yummy.
Yeah. You take the lunch pill, and it is a pill. It feels like it doesn't necessarily fill you up, but you take it and just like you slowly start to feel like a slight expanding in your stomach. And then you feel like a burst of energy, as if like someone just shot a bunch of caffeine into you, like you just chugged a cup of coffee or something. And you wash it down with the water, and you can tell that this is mineral water that has more than just minerals in it. It is flavorless except for the fact that it tastes healthy, I guess is the best way to put it. And it also gives you kind of like a kick of energy as well.
Still not used to that water, but whatever. Okay, so computer, do this, put it in categories. Got it. We can do this. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that'll probably be a good. Oh, what would that be for a check? Um, Maybe accounting. Probably not. That's I'm just trying to think of a good like skill for like organizing large chunks of information. I would say probably let's do an electronics check. This is just trying to, or a cyber, a computer check of some kind, just some sort of check that would help you assemble this data. Right? Nice, nice. Um, yeah, yeah. So you're collating this data pretty easily, and while you're collating this data, you see kind of in the lower right hand side of your screen, as if it were a like a notification of some sort. Um, you get like a little notification that says, "Don't look, but I'm the only one in the room who isn't security." And then you get another notification that says, "Everyone pretends that they care about your father, but we know what actually happened." And then another message, "You deserve to know. Meet me behind, or meet me in," and then he gives you like a cafe name in Centrum. He says, "Meet me there at 7 o'clock. Tap the space bar twice if you agree."
Yeah, I tap it twice.
Okay,
And then
excellent. Oh,
yeah.
go ahead.
So he thinks about doing it And he's like, "No, I gotta finish this first." Okay, we're focused. That distract. Yeah, we'll worry about that later. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. And you tap twice and then he messages back, good. Um, and then he just leaves you for the rest of your stuff. You know what I mean? Um, let's see here. Um, and your day kind of goes by, and as you're organizing this shit, you do it pretty quickly. So you get in and you see fucking Dr. Jabbar Alphonse come back in, and he comes in with a plate of rolls, and he says, "Ah, Trinix, it's about time that we acclimate you with probably one of my favorite products of World War II." And kind of puts a plate of rolls, and he says, these were actually used as rations in Hawaii when people were doing island hopping, or when the U.S. military was doing island hopping. Probably one of the only good things that came from that terrible war. As he like slides a plate of like four Hawaiian king rolls in front of you.
Look at the rolls, and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, almost done." And like he's like super focused and like, okay, roll, finish the last little bit of it, and then grab the roll, finishes the last little bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And he kind of looks over your shoulder at your work, and he's looks and goes, I'm pretty impressed. You did that pretty quickly. Data entry might be something that you're might be something that you are well that you're good at in these first stages. Now, let me kind of give you a brief of what you've been learning. You've been learning a lot of technical terms about brain science. Nothing that is like out of the ordinary yet, but he's been prepping you with just a massive amount of information about the brain, like so much that it's hard to keep up. But a lot of his conversation and his lessons kind of tend towards the unconscious brain. Um, and he actually probably on one of his lectures, he talks about the untapped potential of the human brain. Um, and as he's kind of talking about the untapped potential of the human brain during this lecture, he seems to get ahead of himself. He's like, and of course, with all these possibilities, the ability that the human brain has, innate abilities that we never thought possible, we could most certainly work towards brain development and towards the brain self-healing, and he seems a little bit ahead of himself for that one, you know. But yeah, your workday ends, and as it ends, it's the same stuff. Do you have someone give you a ride, or do you just take their ride every time? How do you do this? Get into the place?
Take their ride because that's a really nice car.
Oh yeah, it is. The car opens up and Rainier probably looks in and goes, "All right, you've got a weekend. So you'll be back here in 2 days. Make sure you come back." Doc said, "Make sure you come back and make sure that you bring he says, make sure that you bring every single, in his words, every single writing utensil you have. Apparently you're about to get into big boy stuff."
Blood count? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, yeah, got it.
Yeah, kind of nods and the door closes. Rainier, over this month, his relationship with you has gotten less icy. He has to escort you everywhere. Most of the time, he doesn't even really talk to you unless you talk to him, and his responses are usually pretty curt. He's not a polite man by any means, but you also notice that he is a very efficient man. Um,
So every morning and every night, I say hello or good morning or whatever, and then every night I'm like, "Good night, see you the next day or on Monday." Just I'm
yeah.
super nice to the dude.
Oh, yeah, and He typically doesn't give you a good morning or good night, but after the first few times, he kind of grunts in response of like a, yeah, I hear you. All right, goodbye. You know, one of those things. Um, he's like I said, he's not exactly concerned with getting to know you, and you almost feel like the philosophy he's taking is the less he knows you, the better. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, I'm doing just a general be nice to him. He has to be stuck with me, so we can at
yeah,
least be nice and civil to each other. We don't need to
right.
get to know each other, but we could still be nice.
Sure, and there haven't been any, like, violent reactions since since the first time he took you back into his office. Other than that, there hasn't been any, overt hostilities. Matter of fact, the next day, he just kind of didn't give any indication that he thought about anything that happened. It wasn't even, like, an indication that he had any hostilities. He just treated you with the same, like, stonewall, of, like, very just like, uh, you ask him a direct question, he gives you the shortest answer, you know. Um, but yeah, you get driven back to the club, as per usual. And or are you living out of the club or are you living out of Spate's apartment?
Yeah, I was living at Spate's place, and then I
Right
would
on.
just
So you get
work at the
dropped off
club.
at yeah, you get dropped off at Spate's apartment. And it's about 6 o'clock. It looks like the place that you are supposed to go. So let me mark on the map where Spate's apartment is real quick. It is right here is Spate's apartment. And then I need to put in a couple things that were on the last map, such as come on, let's go. There we go. There's I got a Liberty Square. Go. Which is this little area right here, which I can actually shrink. And yeah, there's Liberty Square. Here's Spate's apartment. The cafe that you're told to go to, which is right over here, and it is called Cafe Momo. Um, it's maybe like a 10-minute walk. And you have about an hour until this. Do you do anything before this? Do you get prepared in any way, or are you just gonna wait and then walk over there?
Um, I don't know. That pill was pretty filling, so I'm not really hungry.
I mean, true.
Even though that was like what 6 hours ago, but
Oh
still,
yeah.
I'm still pretty full from it. And the rolls.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, you are feeling pretty filled. It's interesting. You've never seen food like that. That the most quote unquote efficient food that you've ever seen is kibble, which is not pleasant to eat or look at or smell or any of the senses. This was wholly neutral, a very neutral experience. If you've ever taken an ibuprofen, you know exactly what it's like to take one of these. Just when you eat it, the effects afterwards are a little bit different.
So, after you do a full shift at some place and work, you come home and you have to de-unwind or whatever
Yeah,
you do for it. So, Trinix just pretty much sits on the couch and stares at the wall for 40 minutes.
you know what? That's that's a vibe. I actually know people who de-stress like that. So yeah. Shout out to my homie Sage Judd. Check out his fucking SoundCloud. Uh but no, you guys you kind of decompress and all that. And you get to about 10 minutes until do you walk down? Do you like rent a Yakton scooter? Do you like get a cab?
Yeah. Sound like I should walk. It sounds fun. I haven't walked in a while. Should be fun.
Sure. And yeah, you're walking through. This is one of the few days you've seen where it is not just an absolute downpour. The sky is, I mean, it's cold. It's like probably like 45 degrees out. you know. It's like June. Um, but yeah, it's like 45 degrees out, and there's a light drizzle, but for New Amsterdam, this is a pretty pleasant evening, you know. Um, you
Still not
you
as good as the other area. My brain forgot.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not as good as Artis, which is kept at a nice 69 degrees with low humidity, a dry, cool breeze blowing across. Yeah, no, Artis is manufactured to be perfect. Um, but no, you're walking along and you see the crowds. There's a lot of people out in Centrum right now, and Centrum is the biggest district in New Amsterdam, both in population and in kind of things to do. It's the shopping district, it's the high-end apartment district. There's a lot of mega buildings that are of decent non-crumbling qualities. I know, shock and horror. Um, and there's a lot of businesses. The street that you're on is actually a pretty business-heavy street, and you walk past the people peddling their wares on the streets. There's a cell phone, a rolling agent kiosk that has cases for non-internal agents and accessories, and probably a guy who's selling falafel along the way, and you hear someone trying to sell the latest scream sheets in physical form, which you're not quite sure why they still sell physical scream sheets. No one seems to buy them, yet everyone seems to see them littering the streets. It's one of those weird phenomena. Probably a dude who's hawking drugs in the street, but like a legal storefront. Like he's not like, hey man, you want to buy a G? He's more like, fizz, I got fizz for 5 eddies for a little pinch of fizz, like a little sip of fizz, and shit like that. Selling party drugs. Um, and assuming that nothing distracts you on your way, um, you end up at
Bothered
Cafe
my
Mo.
own brain.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you're walking along the canal, and this canal does not stink as much shit as it usually does. So that's a win. Um, but yeah, you walk over to Cafe Momo, and this is the oddest place you think you've ever seen for a clandestine meeting. It is a boba cafe, but it's also like a maid cafe in the middle of New Amsterdam, right? You walk up to the door, and the door is instantly opened by well, you remember Felix's gene modifications of making him a cat boy. You see a dragon maid open the door, and she's like, "Ohio, welcome to Momo Cafe. Are you going to be dining alone tonight? And would you like a companion?"
Uh, Meeting somebody. Yeah.
He kind of smiles and goes, "Ah, you must be waiting for," and then you must be meeting the older gentleman. He's a regular here.
Yeah.
Kind of says like, "Follow me." And you walk in, and the first thing you notice is like the board is like, here is boba tea. Here is prices for sex worker acts. Here is more boba tea. Like it is just like a very brazen, blatant, like this is obviously like a fuck cafe. Um, but yeah, she walks you to a back room with a bead curtain, and it gets pulled aside, and you see sitting at a very traditional kind of table. This is a weird mishmash of old and new Japanese. This very traditional table. You see the old man from earlier. You haven't even caught his name before. Um, and he says, Trinix, it's a pleasure. Please have a seat. Have a seat. And yeah, he kind of offers you in. And there's 2 cups of boba, one in front of him and one in front of you, one for your seating.
Apparently, we're trying new foods today. So, yay.
Yeah, yeah. And as you sit down, he says, "Do you like taro? I'm sorry, I didn't know what kind of boba you would enjoy. I should have let you order."
I don't think I've ever had any form before. So any would work. I'll try this. And he
Yeah.
takes a drink of it.
Uh, so Scott, do you know what taro tastes like? Like, have you had boba before?
No.
Okay, so you know popcorn jelly beans?
Oh, but it's so good. It's like brown
Okay.
sugar.
Yeah, so the flavor
Brown
is
sugar's the
very
best.
similar. I'm partial to Thai milk tea, but um, whatever the
Yes.
case, you taste it and it tastes like a sweeter version of popcorn jelly beans. And then you got the little milk pearls at the bottom that like come up that you kind of have to half eat, you know? Um, it's pretty good. I mean, you can tell it's like nice quality stuff. I don't know if it's Trinix's thing, but you know. Um,
It's kind of like, okay.
yeah,
Apparently,
yeah,
we're trying new things today. I had
yeah,
pills
right.
earlier, a drink, some
And he says,
bread.
"Oh, for first thing that you need to know, Trinix, is those pills that they give you. Don't take them. They have trackers in them." And he looks
Oh,
genuinely concerned immediately.
my bad.
He's like, "No, no, you couldn't have known. Sorry. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Roger. At the facility, you'll be introduced to me as Professor Heavey." And he kind of reaches out his hand.
Hi, dude.
Yeah,
Sure.
and he kind of says uh apologies for the unusual meeting, but I know that this place is safe. They're not going to be able to listen to us here. There's signal jammers here. I know the owner. He's a good man. And kind of looks at you and he says, Trinix, I'm under the I have received the information that you never met your father.
I no. I didn't even. Maybe when I was little, but I don't remember.
He kind of looks at you with these sad eyes and he says, well, allow me to tell you something about your father. Your father was one of the biggest pains in the administrator's asses here. He was, in a word, brilliant. And in a couple other words, he was my friend. Before his untimely demise, he made me promise something. Uh, he made me promise something about your brother. And this was something I regrettably was unable to act on. Well, they did their best to keep me away from him. So I'm going to try and make up for it with you. I made a promise to him that if anything was going to happen to his children, it wouldn't be at the hands of the administrators of Artis. And, well, that's why we're here now. Trinix, Jabbar Alphonse does not have your best interests at heart. In fact, far from it. When he was going to first bring you in, one of the administrators um, stopped him from killing you. You see, he was planning on getting rid of you as soon as he could, but, well, the administrators had taken a look at your record and thought that you would be of some assistance, especially because of your father's legacy. And I might have had something to do with that as well. I've tried my very best from the moment that I knew that you were coming here, when you were announced at that meeting, to ensure that no matter what would happen, you were going to be somewhat protected. Does any of this make sense?
Oh, clearly. I kind of like Spate had a bunch of notes about him and Dad. I don't know if I could call him Dad. whatever. Anyways, yeah. So Spate made a lot of notes about all this stuff, so I kind of knew what I was walking into, kind of. And I'm just trying to do two things at once. Um, but learn as much as possible on what happened, as well as learn the techniques that Dad had done that were stolen, I guess, to save someone. Yeah.
And he says, well, that's a noble goal. That's very similar to your father. The reason that he started this research is because, well, your mother. And he kind of looks away for a second and he says, well, um, this was, you see, your, well, she wouldn't have been your mother, but she would have essentially been considered your mother if you were raised with. It's complicated. Thomas's wife, after she had your brother, she went into a coma. She had some sort of brain damage. He wouldn't talk about it. He just said that there was an accident. I don't know if that was in a vehicle or something else, but um, he started this research specifically because he wanted to help her. And, well, your father discovered a few things that maybe he shouldn't have, things that were of much more value than him. You see, when I don't know where your mother is, I know where your stepmother would be, or whatever you would call that. Your mother probably died in an alleyway. Um, it's certainly where your father lived for the last portion of his life. And, well, I'm sorry, it's a hard subject to tackle. I don't have all the pieces, and there's a lot of. I was the best man at your father's wedding. I was there for every step of his fall, so you'll have to forgive me if things seem a little uh, jumbled, a little fragmented. There's a lot of pain. All I need to tell you, and he kind of seems to refocus himself. He seems like he's rambling. He's not exactly all there. Like, not necessarily that he's not brilliant, but he seems a little absent-minded, if you know what I mean. Um, kind of
Oh,
says,
normal me. Got
yeah,
it.
yeah. And he says, listen, I have reason to believe you're going to be working on certain projects in the near future that you are going to need to be very, very careful about. There are going to be people who, once they understand that you are one of the people working on these projects, that are going to want to bring harm to you, to kidnap you, and even people within Artis are going to want to do, well, many, many uh, dangerous things to you, around you, through you. They, they'll use you like a tool, Trinix. They're going to try and mold you into what they want you to be. And no matter what they promise you, I promise you this: you will not be used for anything but a tool. They will not allow you to become the person you want to be. Um, and he's starting to get anxious, and it's at this point you guys hear some footsteps approaching, some kind of big footsteps, and he's like, there's reason for me to believe that Dr. Alphonse, even this very moment, is plotting to do something horrible. And the curtain rips open. You look up and you see Rainier. Looks down and he says, Heavy, Trinix. And Dr.
Have you tried
Heavy's
this?
face drops. Yeah, he looks down at you with the most nonplussed face as you say that. He says, Trinix, stand outside the building for about 5 minutes. There's an awning. Try not to get wet. And Heavey kind of starts to stand up and say, well, I think I'll take my leave. And he says, no, doctor, you're going to sit right there. And he looks at you expectantly for you to leave.
All right. Well, guess I can't get along with coworkers.
Yeah. And you stand up and start to leave. And Heavey says, Trinix, Project Mind Spike. Project Mind Spike. They're going to try and put you on Project Mind Spike. And at that point, you hear just this big thud. Because you're kind of like past the sight line. You hear this big ass thud as like it's clear he just got hit in the face.
Wow. Whatever that means. I act like I didn't hear nothing.
Yeah. And
Just because I don't want to get
okay.
punched in the face either. So I'm just like, okay, I didn't hear nothing. What he said, what happened, nothing. I'm just doing what I'm told.
Yeah. And kind of casually you walk out of the shop, and as you walk out of the shop, one of the maids kind of like you hear one of the maids scream and then run to the front and turn the sign from open to closed. Outside you see that there is a car, one of the very nice artiste cars. The door opens and you see Dr. Jabbar Alphonse inside. Kind of looks at you and gives you like a come here motion.
Hey, how you doing? What's up?
He kind of, this is a face you haven't seen him take on. He's usually very well composed, smiley, very affable. He has, that face, that what's his face, the dude from Breaking Bad who plays Gus Fring. That like face with those soulless eyes that he gets. It's kind of like that. Um, and he waits for you to get in the car.
But you want to do dinner? I'm still kind of full from the pill, but all right.
Yeah, and you approach. Do you get in the car?
Kind of look at him and it's just like, man, I'm gonna see you in 2 days. I have work to do at the clinic. Can we postpone this? Because
And he
I'm
just
expected at the clinic like 7:30, 8 o'clock.
he says,
I'm still a long
"Oh,
ways away.
we'll give you a ride."
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you get in the car.
Yeah, because I'm not very bright.
I'm watching Amy just like, no, no, don't get in. Yeah, yeah. You hop in, and
This
he's
this is this is exactly what I was afraid I was going to come home to.
um, and
Trinix is getting into strangers' cars. Well, kind of strangers.
yeah.
You should
So
have been done better. I'm sorry.
yeah,
At least he didn't ask Trinix if he wanted a candy.
yeah, right. And you get in the car, and kind of says, "Interesting fellow, Dr. Heavey, wouldn't you say?"
Yeah, he's kind of. I think there's something wrong with his brain. You need to consider somebody with that mental stability actually working because
I
he's making up some crazy dumb crap that doesn't make any sense.
I love that. Give me a fast talk and persuasion roll. That's
My
a
bad.
great fucking angle to go for.
Man, this guy's a little crazy sounding, don't you think?
Yeah, right?
to be fair, the guy was like, "Oh, your mother's probably just in a back alley somewhere, just dead in the ditch, you know,
Yeah.
or your
Okay.
stepmother or something."
That's not bad. He gives you kind of a sidelong glance and he goes, Yes. You know, I'm sorry about those messages he sent you. I don't know why he thought that we wouldn't be able to see those. He triple encrypted them, but they're still internal network. The thing with Dr. Heavey is that he is problematic. He's going to be let go here soon, actually. We've actually been waiting, and I think that on his way out, he was planning some sort of oh, I don't know what he was planning, something to try and injure the company and the research center. I think he knows that his termination date is coming up. So, well, I'm sorry that he led you on some wild goose chase. I should probably tell you what
Free couple
happened.
hours.
Say what?
It's like, when I had a free couple hours, I figured, hey, let's get to know somebody I spent most of the day sitting in the same room with. Since Big Boy over there is not very talkative, I wanted to make a friend at work.
Yeah, he kind of nods and he goes, That's a very affable thing. You'll have to be careful about who you make friends with at Artis. I I would be remiss to tell you if it wasn't full of tortured geniuses and the like. Some people who might be a little. Well, we have a heavily policed ethics committee, but at the same time, the facility is so large that, and sometimes people stretch their numbers to try and make their experiments look a little more above board than they actually are. Heavey actually has two of these strikes on his record, so I think he understood what was about to happen, and he was trying to turn you against us, or something along those lines. I should probably tell you about what happened with your father and your mother, because if he's saying that there's a truth about something that happened to your father and your mother, I suppose that you should hear the real side of the story. Uh, your father, sad to say, um, well, near the end of his life, he had gotten into some of the research chemicals. I'm not saying he was a bad man. He was not. In fact, he was a very brilliant man. Said that they inspired him, but uh, he took he took a few too many doses of Inbome, NBOME. I believe that also commonly known as 25I, and I believe he didn't even get it from our labs. We had caught him and we had given him a lecture, a talking to. Maybe we should have acted with compassion. And, well, sad to say, I was the one. And, well, to be honest with you, Trinix, I feel a little responsible about your father's passing. Um, if I had just reached out and tried to help him instead of shooing him out of the chemical cabinets, I remember I told him something along the lines of that we couldn't have a strung out junkie working for us. And those words, well, it's part of the reason that I've wanted to take you under my wing. I'm terribly, terribly regretful of what happened. And, well, I I hope that I can make amends by um, having giving you an education and giving you everything that your father could have if well, and he kind of gives you this kind of knowing look and he goes, Your father passed before you were born, and to be perfectly honest, it was not from the person who you might think was your mother. We don't exactly know anything about your past, but we know that your father, well, in the latter and darker years of his life, he, we'll say, fraternized around New Amsterdam. And, well, I couldn't exactly blame him. His wife was in a coma at that point. It was part of the reason he pushed this research so far forward. But researching can only get a man so far, and he refuse to reach out. I would urge you, if you ever need to reach out to anyone, please. Doesn't have to be me. It could be the ethics committee. It could even be a psychiatrist outside of it. We'd be more than happy to fund a trip to a psychiatrist or a therapist, just to give us their proper credentials. And to be honest, I will even, I'll vouch for you on even some less than conventional methods, so long as they are not substances. I will draw my line there. I won't have you going down the path your father did. But I'm sorry if tonight has been confusing or strange. I never meant for any of this to happen, but I suppose it was bound to happen at some point. There's a lot of discourse about your father, especially now with you around. A lot of people felt a lot of ways about it. I'm sorry. I haven't even asked you. How are you feeling? Are you all right?
I was thinking Duke could be a friend, and he was all like, more about my dad. I thought he was gonna be like, what type of stuff he did and all that. And then he started going off the walls about stuff. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this
And
dude's got some mental problems, but whatever. I mean, I didn't know my dad at all, really. So what people say, I got to go by what people say. And wait, you know, if people were friends with him, I don't know, but I'd go with what I find, I guess. Yeah,
and
whatever.
he says, "Well, I was your father's direct understudy. I feel like I knew him very well, and I can tell that you have that same spark that he does, and all I want to do is nurture that spark." So, and about this time, Rainier comes out. He kind of comes out with his neck cracking a little bit, and his fists are starting to bruise. They are a little red. And he steps in the car, and he mean mugs you, and Jabbar says, "Rainier, the young man has had a night. Now he has a shift to take care of the good people of New Amsterdam at this clinic. Just driver." And like the autonomous car is like, "Yes, Dr. Alphonse. Take us to what was that club? Tartarus?
Yes, sir.
Take us to Tartarus." It says, "Heading to nightclub destination Tartarus." And the door closes, and you guys drive back. And we are going to cut from that scene.
God damn.
We are going to cut to Omen.
Oh,
Omen.
shit.
It's a club night.
Yeah.
It's about 5. You are supposed to be at load in at 7. You have 15 missed calls from your manager. And you have awoken in one probably on the dance floor of or where would you awake in Tartarus? Actually,
we're
I'll let you
uh,
decide.
We are probably in one of the little private booths.
Oh yeah, you guys are all in the private okay. Yeah. Person to your left, person to your right, person to your front, person to your back, person to your quadrangles. Yeah, the whole shit. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you. You're in this private booth and you hear
Oh, nothing came through.
you hear a knock.
Oh, I'll kind of like point to one of the people nearest and be like, "Would you be so kind?"
Yeah, and this dude who's like thin as a rail, completely naked, covered in tattoos, he presses the button on the door and it opens and he goes, "What?" And you see your manager.
Shit.
Your manager who is named Jeffy. And
With a
Jeffy
name
is
like
kind of
that, that's no manager. That's a kidager.
It should
right.
have been Bexley.
Well, Jeffy looks a little bit not fitting his name. He's slightly overweight. He's balding. probably in his mid 40s, maybe early 50s even. You've never bothered to ask or he's never told you. And he looks at you and goes, Omen,
Jeffy, my dear, would you like to join us?
his face does not adjust and he just goes, listen, I just got a call from the record company. They asked where you were. I told you you were resting in your hotel room, resting your lungs and your throat. When in reality, we both know you came in Schiphol Airport. We got a car. I stopped to go and get something from one of the bodegas, and you walked off on your own out in Museum Clean. And then you slip the noose for, and then he like looks at he's got one of those skin watches. He looks at his watch and he goes, 13 hours.
What can I say? The city offers many wonderful things. We still
Yeah.
have time.
Yeah, that's great. You know, they're going to start making me do bio check-ins, and I don't know what you're going to do there because it's got to be a fresh lock, or it's got to be a fresh hair, which you can't provide because you've got that hair, or skin cells, which also have to be fresh. I will make it blood draw mandatory. Come on, let's go.
He'll sigh and like have to like roll someone off of him.
Yeah.
Start
goes-
putting on pants. Grab
Yeah,
his
he goes,
cloak.
God.
And everything.
if smelling like sex wasn't your thing, I'd say to take a fucking shower. And like, he waits outside the room.
Yeah, I'll get all dressed up and step out.
Yeah, and Lucky, you see a manager-looking type. You know the type, you know, waiting outside one of the doors that you know Omen is in, just kind of tapping his foot impatiently. You see it from your office, probably.
I don't know about this. Cat, you're blocking my light.
No, vampire, not cat. What are you talking about?
This cat is giving me the puppy. The cat, the kid. I don't.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Even when I was pretending to be you to turn on the stream, Zappa was like, meow.
God. Anyway, I think I know how to play this.
Okay.
I'm going
Kill
to go. Yeah, I'm going to step my way with my cane in my this is the next morning. Yeah, in the same attire I had last night.
This is probably yeah.
Yeah, in the same attire last night. Probably just a different change of it.
Yeah.
To the manager and say, I know that look. It seems you are Omen's manager.
Kind of nods and goes, yeah, they call me Jeffy. You would happen to be the owner of Club Tartarus, one Ms. Lucky, correct? And he reaches out his hand.
Yeah, she shakes. Shakes his hand. Yes, Omen caused quite a stir with their unplanned appearance last night.
Oh,
He kind of looks at you and says, "But before you say anything, I'm not the bad guy, and I'm not gonna bill you for that. Obviously, that would be fucking shitty. I've had some club. He's pulled this shit before. He will pull it again. I'm sorry if he caused a disturbance, and if he
That's
gave
not
your
a
club some
problem at
extra
all.
money, then that is all yours. I'm not trying to step on your money."
That's not a problem at all. I was actually stepping forward to say that if an impromptu session like this happened again, I would not be opposed.
He kind of looks and says, "Well,
I understand, yes, international, all that. More important places to be, of course. She looks over into, I'm assuming, the still open door with Omen.
yeah."
Just
To which
she
Jeffy
goes,
is not looking in.
yeah. And just kind of, just throwing her voice over in that direction, she goes, however, if it were to happen again, I suppose in the moment there's nothing I could do about it. And I
Yeah.
have a feeling, she says, looking at the manager, neither could you.
And he kind of shrugs and goes, yeah, there's nothing I can do. This one here is a regular fucking Houdini. I wish there was something I could do, but at the end of the day, I mean, you're your own fucking man, woman, thing, person, vampire, fucking. Listen, lady, this is just a job that. Sorry, that's disrespectful. Look, this is just a job I have to do. Do you know anything of what it's like to wrangle rock stars? Because, oh my god, I make about 1/10 of what he makes a show in a year. They expect me to track that? And he says it with a slightly sardonic smile on, but you can tell he's mostly annoyed, a little bit amused.
Yeah, she goes, that does sound like a bother. Well, I suppose if he does cause any more problems for you in the future, I'll have no choice but to, I'm trying to think, I shall have no choice but to, pay you for your troubles, she says.
He kind of smiles and goes, you know, I don't think I could take those payments on the books, so we'll consider it a personal gift. And he actually winks at you and shoots over his information over the air. And he says, if I could get your information, I'm not going to harass you day and night. Here's the thing. I've got shows. This one doesn't pick up his agent. I just want to know if there's another point of contact. And apparently he likes it here. He usually doesn't stay in a place more than an hour. So him being here for 13? That's a pretty good sign.
Yeah, she sends him her business contact info.
Yeah,
she says,
and he seems very appreciative. Says, as a local nightclub owner, checked out much of your competition around here?
Wait, so he's asking if I've checked out most?
Yeah.
Yes and no. There are some places that are, what are you asking exactly?
Says, well, we've got a show at Ice Nine here, and, load-in is in about 2 hours. The show's not going to be for another 5, but you know how this bullshit goes. Plus, Prima Donna here has to make sure that he has only green M&Ms. Kind of smile, or only red M&Ms, and kind of smiles. And goes, if you want, I get you in the door for free. I'm not saying that money is an issue for you, but hell, if you seem to be a reasonable person.
Tell you what, are you looking for a local venue, or are you looking for something more corporate?
Well, we got 3 spots on our tour here in Amsterdam. Pretty sparse, believe it or not. We've got Ice Nine tonight. In about a week, we've got Good Old Days. And then at the very end, we've got the Crypt. So, the Crypt is a natural fit. Yeah, go ahead and make me a streetwise, and I'll give you kind of a rundown based on your check.
I am wising the street. Hold on.
Yes.
Streetwise.
Wasn't the Crypt something we dealt with a while back, or her?
No. You dealt with Club Fuck.
Oh no, it was the morgue.
Yeah. Let me see
17.
here.
No, the morgue was in my game.
Oh.
Gotcha. I am
The
remiss
club
to
people were
say.
just dying to get into.
I love that. I gotta say, I am remiss to say, computer, I did not catch that episode. I only caught a spattering of episodes. I gotta go through everyone's shows. There's so much fucking. Wait, but I have a second monitor, which means I can watch the shows while playing Minecraft or doing other bullshit. Hell yeah, I'm gonna get caught up on the channel. 6 years later, I'm finally caught up on the channel.
Except we've
Um,
added more content. You're 6 years behind still.
Yeah, no
Yes.
fucking joke. Yeah, so 17, that's not terrible. That's actually pretty decent.
I
Um,
love how with Scott's 15, yeah, that's pretty good, and with my 17, that's not terrible.
well, no, actually that is really good now that I'm thinking about it, because your basic DC is a 10. That's your like D&D's 14 as a DC of like a standard challenge. So yeah, you got some good information. I'm just so used to fucking Brian's character and fucking like Amy's character rolling like 30s and shit. It's fucking ridiculous. No. So Ice Nine is a club. It's so the one thing that you know is all these clubs are roughly the same level of your club except for the Crypt, right? Ice Nine is a club. It's a club that's independently owned. It's out museum clean, as all these clubs are. They're all out museum clean. None of them are in
Red light.
well, actually, no. I take that back. Good old day. Sorry, I got my notes mixed up. The only one that is in museum clean is the Crypt. The other two are in red light. Ice Nine is a independently owned club in red light. They came after you, and they're getting to about the same status as you. They seem to be a pretty decent little joint. Their whole gimmick is ice themes. They've got an ice bar. They're a super cooled area. They've got ice sculptures, a lot of lights that play off of it. It makes the craziest light shows. There's actually a place actually like this in Reykjavik that's like a destination club, and it's like super fucking cool. That's kind of what I'm basing Ice Nine off of, right? Good Old Days is a Twilight-owned club in red light, another new addition. These all came after your club as well, except the Crypt. The Crypt has been established. This club is essentially the idea of the Good Old Days is you walk in and immediately you're gassed with drugs, and then it serves some drinks, but mostly drug cocktails. And it's very much like yeah, this place is a trip. Take a trip down to the Good Old Days. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then finally, the Crypt is an establishment in New Amsterdam. It is in museum clean, as are all of the other really high-end clubs. The Crypt is also independently owned, though it's kind of been flirting between Twilight and Skittles for a while. You would know that with your 17. They've both been actively courting, you know. You know, this place is a vamp club. It is full on the full aesthetic of a vamp club. You've probably not been inside here, but it is like the opening scene from Blade in that bitch.
God. She does think for a moment on, those, and she goes, I understand 2 of those, but why Ice Nine? If anything, Club Fuck would be better suited for, she says, looking over his shoulder again towards Omen, their aesthetic.
Kind of goes, I can't exactly disagree with you, but the thing is these are all corporate writers. These people have paid multi-million eddies to get them on the docket. I mean, if you want to give us an end to if you want to try and get us an end to Club Fuck, I would be super appreciated. You don't know nothing, and you don't know nothing to me. But if you did, I might give you a bit of a finder's fee on that contract. I've actually heard of Club Fuck, and I agree it would be for sure the right aesthetic for. Kind of looks in at Omen and then turns around as Omen is still dressing.
That's interesting. I might have to flick them your deets.
Kind of nods and goes, yeah, if you put in a good word for us and we get it, I can't promise any direct number to give you. It all have to be under the table, part of the writer, so to say. But we could put it as an administrative fee, and kind of gives you a slight smirk. This guy strikes you as a businessman and not a dick. which is a rare
Right.
combo.
Well, that's why I'm sitting here thinking, huh? Because hell, if not club fuck, then at the very least, gemstones is a thing.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah, Jim.
exactly his style, Omen's style, but it's more Omen's style than fucking Ice Nine.
Ice Nine kind of has that ice goth kind of vibe going on.
Well,
It's
but with like club fuck, then you have the Trinity: drugs, sex, and vampire rock and roll.
true. That it would fit in very well. It is not exclusively a vamp bar, but vamp vibes are welcome.
Right. Well, I'm talking about the Crypt.
Oh, the Crypt?
So,
Oh, yeah.
Vampire rock and roll. You've got good old days, drugs, and then this is sex.
Yeah, this is kind of yeah. Oh yeah, that's sex. Ice Nine's big thing is it's an independent owned club that apparently has a lot of money behind it. So
Yeah. No. It makes sense. Lucky is just very snobby about.
Oh, I
things
get
like
it.
that.
I get it.
She's like,
Yeah.
if I had scheduled this, I would have chosen somebody different.
Yeah.
Hell, even even if you have to stay corpo, there's other stuff under Skintles especially, but that's just me.
Yeah. Oh, Connor, no, this is happening in a private room. There is no nakedness on the dance floor yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yet.
Yeah.
God, are we becoming a nude bar?
Why
No.
not?
A nature
No,
That's why I
because
took it to a private
you
room.
think that
Yes, I
Pierre
do.
is going to
yell
get
that
nude?
out, Ronan.
Pierre is not going to get nude.
Not on the bar floor.
No, not in the bar.
Yeah,
at
yeah.
least.
Yeah.
No, you'd have to
Um,
pay him a lot of money.
Oh, you couldn't pay him
You'll have
enough.
to fix that anyway. No.
Yeah.
So that being said, she says, "Yes, see what I can do." But in the meantime, if you'll excuse me, she says. Oh, and Omen, she says.
Peeks head out, pretty much all the way dressed at this point. Yes.
I'm sure Decibel would love to collaborate with you again.
He is a master at his art. I would love the same chance.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind if I gave you his details, she says, flicking him Decibel's details.
And I've actually got an internal agent this time.
Nice.
With that, Lucky's got other stuff to take care of.
Yeah. And yes, Cash.
I need to find Omen at some point.
Well, you find Omen as Jeffy is leading him by the nose out of the bar. Because you're
Got
probably you're probably doing is your morning routine to just go get a burger at the bar or something? Because that seems like a very Cash thing to do.
It's a burger and a cup of coffee, which is kind of gross when you put that shit together, but that's okay.
Could we say that
feels
Cachette
right.
is just wandering around too, like, my first morning here, I need to look at this place, not inside a suit of armor, sweating my balls off.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll fucking see you and just like wave as I've got like a burger, and I'll see Omen walk by and be like, oh shit, and I'm gonna grab a piece of paper and a pen, and I'm gonna kind of like, hey, hi, you're Omen, right? Hi, I'm Cash. Hi.
Oh, beautiful one.
I'm Cachette. Hello.
And he's Cachette. I haven't met him yet, but he seems very nice. Can I get your autograph?
Of course, my dear.
Thank
He's
you.
gonna do the classic poke his own wrist, get the blood.
Okay.
God.
But I'm gonna have you sign a release form. So do you want to read it or are you just gonna sign it?
He'll actually look to his manager for that.
Oh, Jeffy looks and goes, I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything about a fucking release form. What?
Oh, you're fun. I'm so excited to be in your presence. Yeah, so we got some footage. It was really good and it's super fucking tasteful. And I would just like a signature on this form so that we can do shit with it.
You know what's great
Omen.
is you fucked this up by telling him it was a release form.
Well, I know, but I mean, he
I'm
would have
just
seen
teasing.
it. Like, it very clearly would have. That's why I wanted to like
Yeah,
put
yeah,
it
yeah,
out there.
no,
It's
I'm
not
just-
just a
I-
random piece of paper.
He kind of
So,
says, let me see that. And like he takes the release form.
it's
and,
very standard boilerplate. There's nothing
yeah.
special about it.
He's gonna say, here, give me that pen. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he takes the pen, starts crossing some things out, writing them, this, that, and the other, and he hands it back to you and says, "Make these changes, and then we'll sign it." And essentially, what he said is, all rights are with the corporation that Omen is hired by, which is Musically. He's hired by Musically. All rights go to Musically. All profits go to Musically. This can only be released for entertainment purposes only, no profit. And he's like, listen, I'm not trying to be a dick here, but if he signed anything that looked like what you were handing me for footage that was non-put on the contract, my balls would be hanging above the Musically administrator's office. And I'm not interested in losing my friends down here.
Right.
I look
Sure.
over and
That's
I
no
go,
problem.
oh,
Say what?
Jeffrey, my friend, I will protect your balls with all of my might. Just reach.
Let's
bust-
see.
Speaking
No.
of protection, before you get too far, my very well-dressed friend, do you need a gun?
Swoosh. Oh,
He
I
looks,
need a
and then he
gun.
looks at Omen and goes, "You really know how to pick your friends." No, I don't need a gun.
Not you, not you. The one who has more marketing potential. Though, and he holds out his hand and it spins around on its wrist, and he's like, hello. Or no, not hello. Shalom.
We're probably near the front door, yeah?
Yeah, you guys are near the front door.
I'll just be like, oh no, I have my own gun. And I'll reach towards the bouncer who probably still has my weapons. And I'm assuming he'd hand me my gun and my sword.
Yeah, and yeah, for sure, the coat check gives you your weaponry back.
Okay.
Well, if you ever want something better, the name is Cachette. I have sold weapons on every major combat field in the world, and I'm sure that I could make something fitting of your aesthetic, my friend. As long as you're willing to tell people where you got it from.
I will have to think about that. That sounds.
And Jeffy's like, "Hey, come on, we gotta go. Ice Nine, they're fucking load in isn't load in unless you're early for load in," and like fucking throws up his hands in like a very frustrated manner. And like you've got a car waiting outside, very boring corporate car, very like it's the lamest limo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not personalized because we're not in my home city.
Yeah. Well, we're not in your homeland of Schmishmishmishmit.
Cachette leans over towards Cash and goes, I did not know that this man drove a humdrum V.
Oh, you're gonna be fun. Have we met yet?
No, we haven't. I came in here in the walking death trap.
Oh, I saw that. Hi, I'm Cash.
He holds out this weird, bony mechanical arm thing that's covered in Hebrew script. It just says Cachette.
I love you. I'm gonna shake your hand. I don't say that part because that's weird and off-putting.
You don't say the
So on
inside
brand with
parts on the
Cash.
outside?
No, yeah, the inside part stays inside till we become very good friends, and then I tell you I love you. Just like I'll say that to Lucky one day when she gives me a chance and I burn down that icy cold exterior, which I'm working on. I'll shake your hand.
Yeah,
After you
and I
shake,
need to have
like-
a talk.
Cachette does the like finger guns, but there's like this horrible scraping sound as he like snaps his metal fingers together. They don't have like synth skin coverings; they're pure metal. And goes,
Yeah.
well, hi, babe. I'm going to go and get something to eat.
Okay, yeah, the burgers are fucking great.
Kosher?
Tell me what kosher is again? Is that no pork?
We don't have time for that. I'll go and ask myself.
Okay, but no, in reality, is kosher no
You
pork?
have to
Oh,
get in
no.
a separate kitchen. There's a whole bunch of shit. It's
Yeah,
like
there's a whole bunch
basically
of shit.
it's like
Uh,
Jewish Bible said the Torah says like you have to eat your food in certain ways. And there's no like shellfish allowed and like
No
a whole bunch of
shellfish.
other shit.
Nothing.
Got it.
No cloven hoofed animals is another easy way to say it.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
because I know my
that's a great
fish,
question.
or I know my shellfish always have hooves.
Mhm,
No,
so do
anything
mine.
that is
Very
not kosher
important.
is treif, and you can't have treif.
I
There,
see.
you know what? Actually,
You can't eat
knowing
horses.
knowing that we're in New Amsterdam and one of the largest factions in New Amsterdam is Jewish, Most places probably do have a kosher kitchen now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh
Yeah, that's what
yeah,
I was
for
thinking.
sure.
Yeah,
sure.
no,
So-
When they're serving real meat, that is.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. No, this
Right,
burger
yeah.
is made out of
There's
crickets and
kibble.
locusts and shit.
Is kibble kosher?
I
Well,
mean, I don't
technically,
know.
kibble is both kosher and halal. Yeah, and they even have and most of it's vegan
Halal is the same as kosher, but for
for
Islam.
Muslim people.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay. Okay.
Um,
Cool.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, no, there is no non-kosher, non-halal. Like, basically, kibble conforms to every dietary restriction possible, and like they've got flavor ranges for all of it. You know what I mean? That doesn't make it any good. It's shit. It tastes awful. It's the worst. Kibble sucks. Like, kibble is like eating Cocoa Puffs, but it's not Cocoa Puffs. It's dog food.
Mhm.
You know,
Eh.
yeah, no, it's not great. But
Dog
no,
food flavored Cocoa Puffs win.
yeah, that's kibble. They have cheese poof flavored, cookie flavored, and milkshake flavored, and all of them look and taste roughly the same.
Ew. I
Yeah,
don't like
some people put
Okay.
their kibble in water, and it makes its own soup.
I don't like this at all.
No.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, no,
that's
no,
rough.
thank you.
Yeah. So I'm
Now,
assuming
consider K rations or kibble is pretty much all that Nord gets, and currently they stopped sending K rations to Nord. The city thought that it was a misuse of their funds, so there's a low-key famine going on in Nord. People will
no.
kill other people for a packet of kibble.
Oh shit. We
Yeah.
should fucking help with that.
Yeah, that's a thing that's been going on. I told you about that last session. I mean, last
Yeah.
session was a lot, obviously.
Yeah, last session was a
Yeah.
That was extreme. Well, okay. So saying goodbye to Cachette, I'm gonna shoot Trixie a message, and all it's gonna say is, stipulations on the release didn't get it signed to blur his face and then heavily imply who it is. Love you.
Honestly, if you would have asked Omen without the manager, he would have said the same thing. Like, don't you want some kind of black market? Can't you just do it?
Of
Like, who
course.
cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just do our best to keep it under the radar.
Blur his face, but not the ass.
Exactly. Yeah. It's an easy thing to do. So we can
Yeah.
Actually, just put a
commit,
little bar across his eyes. Apparently, in official government documents, that's all you need, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's fair. So mention that.
Yeah.
Japan, that
Whatever
counts
works for you.
too.
Just
Excellent. Now, from here, we'll get back to you, Cachette, in a little bit. I promise. But we have something I'm very excited for. Yep, Computer King, you are A now. Computer King, it's lunchtime, 3 days from when you got that little contract. And you've been given the coordinates to the warehouse that happens to be in, we're going to say that the warehouse is
Zeeburg?
in Plantage.
oh, plant.
No, actually that does make sense. It is in Zeeburg.
Your Philly cheesesteak is here.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you go, because who would mess this up? Especially, not Payne Dexter, that's the answer.
Yeah, he's not going to turn that down.
Yeah. So you show up to this warehouse. It is mostly an unmarked warehouse, right? You walk up to the warehouse, you knock the code that they give you, and the door opens slightly, and you see Nicolas Cage looking out at you. He says, "Were you followed?"
No, not a chance, man.
Good. Come in and meet the crew. And he opens the door, and inside you see 6 Nicolas Cages, all dressed in various Nicolas Cage outfits. He goes, "All right, my name's Ben," and he's wearing what Ben from National Treasure is wearing.
No.
Says, actually, you see 5 Nicolas Cages. Says, "That one over there's Johnny. He's wearing like a leather jacket with a chain over it." Says, He drives for us. We've got Yuri with demolitions. You see one of them with like a briefcase and a suit, and he kind of gives you a finger gun. Says that one right over there. That's Damon. And you see Damon is wearing fuck, what was Damon from again? Sorry.
Baseball?
No. Oh yeah. Damon is wearing roughly like a superhero looking outfit made of Metal Gear. Kick ass.
I
and-
forgot he was in that.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite roles to pull from this. And then you see one dude who's wearing a t-shirt and has a baseball bat over his shoulder, and he goes, "That one's Willie. He doesn't have vocal cords." And yeah, says, "Now," and he like reaches behind him, and you don't know where he pulls it from, but he pulls out a wrapped Philly cheesesteak and hands it to you. Goes, "It's a damn fine sandwich. I'd enjoy it while you can."
He'll open it up and start enjoying it.
And it is,
He's wearing camo bear. That's kind of patterned after snakeskin,
yeah.
and that's a.
So he's
homage
ditching the
to-
orange camo.
Yeah, it's snakeskin camo today.
Excellent.
To go along with the snakeskin jacket that character used to wear in Wild at Heart.
Oh, perfect. Oh, I love that. And he probably says, so technically, there's supposed to be 6 cages. But in this room, you see that there's only 5. Why? Because we've lost a cage. We're a cage down.
Did he go after what we're trying to get?
Well, it's not exactly what we're trying to
I
get.
know, it's a who.
It's a who. And, well, he's the who. You see, his name's Castor. He's a good guy. But the issue is that Castor, he went undercover facing one of our biggest rivals, Travolta team. He went undercover. And
Yes, everyone knows where we're going with this, folks.
yeah, no, it's very obvious. He goes, kind of lost himself. We're a little bit at a loss as to what we're even supposed to do about it. Right now, he's ruling them with an iron fist. He replaced their leader, Sean, left him in an alley to die. And die he did. Now, we didn't want to compromise his cover, so we did dispose of Sean's body. And by dispose of it, and then like Yuri in the back goes, "We didn't dispose of it. It's right over there." And you just see like a sheet covering a body with like a big red like fucking coloration where the face would be. Goes, "We hid it in here. It stinks to high hell. It's bullshit." And at this point, Johnny is like, "Hey man, let him finish." Kind of looks back and goes, "Thank you, Johnny. Yuri, I appreciate your input as well." And then Damon is just like, "Wonder what my daughter's doing right now." He goes, "We can't get distracted with that." Kind of Ben looks and goes, "So here's the thing. There's an issue. Travolta team has been more effective than they ever have been before. But we believe it's because of Castor. Now, we need someone to go in, and we need someone to take care of the Travolta team and make sure that Castor can remember who he is. We'll help you. We'd be more than happy to help you. But we have to get everything set up first. First question. Do you have anybody who you could bring on who you trust?"
Sorry, boss, but there's only 2 people I trust. One of them's me. The other one's not you.
Everyone in the room looks at you and goes, "God, you're so cool." Uh, and like probably at this point, you see Willie, who's just like got the bat over his shoulder and just slowly nods as he takes a sip of root beer.
I do, however, know a couple of people I could call.
Oh, well, that's good. Now, the money, we can take care of the money. We're more than set on money. And he goes, "Yuri, show him the money." And Yuri takes the briefcase and he opens it. He goes, 100 smackaroos. Sorry, that was the lines bleeding through. There's a lot of psychological cost to doing what we do. 10,000 euro dollars. And it's yours if you could do this. That ends up coming out to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. That ends up coming out to 2,000 euro dollars a head. A pretty good deal considering what people would normally do out here. Kind of Damon goes, yeah. And we're more than willing to help share in the bloodshed. We want to kill Travolta team.
It's a face-off.
I was hoping no one would actually say it because we've been saying it this entire time.
Oh yeah.
I ruin everything.
I love fresh air. I eat it for breakfast.
Again, you just get everyone looking at you like, man, this guy's so cool. He knows all the lines.
Let me see if I can get one more person at least.
They all kind of nod and they're like, and here's the other thing. The place that they're holed up in, well, it's an old movie studio. I know, corny. Why can't they be original like us?
Well, we'll get them. We'll get the Travolta team. We'll get Castor back. Travolta team, I'd say we're going to go fuck them, but I don't disrobe before gunplay.
All of them look at you again and just go, oh my god, this guy's the coolest. I'm so glad we found him. What?
This gimmick is getting so many legs today.
I know, it's so good. Why do you think I made this for you? Because it's perfect for your character. Shit. Probably says, all right, excellent. And by the way, one more thing. We don't work with bees. We don't work with bees. We don't work with vampires. Too cliche. Too played out.
I can tell why you wouldn't want bees. Definitely not the bees.
Not the bees. And then like everyone looks at Damon who said that, and they're like, they all just give him this really mean look. He goes, sorry. And kind of like descends into himself a little bit. But yeah. Probably at that. Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna call Connor.
Yeah, you call Connor. Connor, you get a little ring.
What's up, Payne?
So, how would you like to do a job for like a couple thousand with a group of people that I'm absolutely sure you would not believe?
I've been around the corner a bit. I might believe it. What's the pay?
A couple of grand, and they'll help us fight a whole bunch of people who look like John Travolta.
I'm in.
I knew that would do it.
Shit, I love the fact that it's like Connor isn't even like, it's not about the money, it's about the experience at this point.
Killing John Travolta over and over and over
To
again.
have
Great
another
idea.
movie quote that's not from either of those two. It's not about the money.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's about killing Travolta.
See,
Okay,
this
there's
is,
no,
This is why I exist. Here I am, midnight, eating mashed potatoes, listening to a team of Nick Cage's plot the demise of a team of John Travoltas.
It's great midnight entertainment.
With the Heath House as the side characters.
It's not, the best part is it's not even like, it's not even a good impression that I'm doing. I'm really half-assing it here, intentionally.
But it's Nicolas Cage, so it works.
Yeah, exactly. You can
Exactly.
half-ass Nicolas Cage lines.
See, Nick
I
Cage
just don't know.
He falls into that group of actors. Nick Cage plays Nick Cage.
Yeah.
In random movies.
And sometimes he plays A caricature of Nick Cage.
Yeah, yeah,
You
absolutely.
ever seen that movie where he plays himself?
I haven't seen Nicky yet.
No, that'd be a good one. I should watch it. Oh damn, the Walking Warriors. Oh, that'd be good. Now, the thing
You'll
about
stay
it
here.
is, you see,
We're
you
gonna kill
owe
you.
us some money, and
Alright.
my friend here, he's real good with a soldering iron. You
I'm
know,
gonna
just
die.
let us know.
Put your hands up.
Um,
No. But I've got a gun. I don't care.
That's still one of the best lines.
Right?
But no, yeah, we'll probably cut there for your guys' little bit on that thing.
And maybe I'll stop laughing by the time you get back to me.
Yeah, exactly. And we're gonna cut to Cachette. Now, Cachette, you're familiarizing yourself with the bar. Is there anybody that Rowan, the player, wants to familiarize yourself with immediately, or is it more of just a as they come?
As they come kind of thing. Like, he's just going to be meandering around looking fucking clueless, but also just smiling the whole time, waving to everyone with this kind of weird, stilted, like,
Yeah, and probably Pierre is probably the first to like greet you, who you don't come up to immediately, and he says, "Ah, my friend, I have been told by the friend of Lucky, Scav, that you are a new addition to the group. I would like to welcome you warmly. I am the bartender here. If you ever need anything, I would be more than happy to provide you with drinks. Edge runners who are part of the pirates, they drink free."
Shalom, friend. I won't do any of the drinking myself, but assuming that I get to stay here, is there a discount on food prices? Clicking his fingers together.
Those who are in the inner circle also eat free. If you are living here, then you are not going to have to pay for board, nor are you paying for room. At least, not with money, you are not.
He just smiles at that and
It's
is
so
like,
funny.
perfect. I'll be paying in other ways, I'm sure. Probably more violent ways.
And he kind of nods and goes, "That is the quickest way to her heart, I will let you know."
I will have to keep that in mind.
If you murder people for me, I will love you. That's why Connor's my favorite right now.
But does she believe in murdering people by proxy? You see, making guns, I can make sure that a lot of people die.
My second favorite's Payne Dexter.
What about Serum?
Serum has killed, what, one person for me?
2,
Okay, those are still rookie numbers. You gotta bump it up.
and he saved cash.
I
Who
make sure
doesn't care
people
about
don't
that?
die.
That's true. Yeah.
If anything, she feels like
he
that's a fucking
cares
detriment.
He cares about that. She doesn't.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Probably looks and goes, there are certain people who, a man of your talents, and he kind of looks you up and down when he says that as like a very specific, like, you can tell he's just instantly read you. Like, he knows you came in the power armor, but even if you hadn't, he'd be able to tell. You know, says, "You are probably going to want to talk to the 2 mercenaries in the building. That would be Pendexter, and that would be Connor. And you are also probably going to want to talk to the head mechanic at the moment. Our current head mechanic, Scene, is not at the bar. I would not mention this around Lucky. Just a very a courtesy thing.
I see. You could say he left the scene.
Yes, that is one way to put it. I would talk to Serum, who is currently the head mechanic and head driver here. People who you might not want to talk to. Well, there is someone named Felix. They had an accident about a month ago, and they are not doing very well.
I don't
I will
think
give them their space.
I don't think Felix's leg was shot off on accident. I'll just point that out real fast.
Yeah. Also, Lucky, you would know this. Felix just doesn't leave his room anymore. He has food and drinks brought up to it, but most of what he does is he just stays in his room.
Oh, sad cat boy hours are not in this house. We'll detail some of
Since
that later.
since Cash has had a relationship with Felix, could Cash have hung out with him? Like,
He is refusing visitors, even to the point where if you knock on his door, he like doesn't answer. And if you're persistent, he'll just be like, please go away.
You know, cats don't like to show when they're injured.
You know how to
Yeah.
make them feel
And
better.
Catnip?
I mean, that's
New
been
scratching
one of
post?
Omen's nicknames.
True.
Also one of Omen's nicknames. At some point in time.
But yeah, he's like, you will be able to find most of the people at the bar usually drinking, some variety. That booth over there that has the good view and sight lines of both the entrance and back rooms of the bar. That is where Connor likes to park. Otherwise, most of the bar is the domain of the edge runners here. Wherever they sit is their home.
I appreciate the help. I'll see if I can't find them. Sooner rather than later. Before I get kicked out.
Kind of nods and goes, well, if you want someone who is going to be able to put you to work or to be able to work and someone you might have something in common with, I would visit Serum. He is a very brilliant person. And I feel like you two would get along quite quickly.
Thank you. I think I'll do that first since I can theoretically run into any of them on the way there.
He says, that is the thing about theoretical numbers. You never know if they'll come up right or not. And kind of smiles, and he gets you a glass of water. He says, please, remember to stay hydrated. It may rain out here constantly, but it is hell on the hair.
He points at the beanie and he's like, perhaps there's more than one reason I wear this. And then, like, as he goes to take the hand, he's like, I normally don't drink. It dries my hands crazy. And lets it spin a few times before he awkwardly picks it up.
Yeah, and probably at that, he gives you a polite chuckle and goes, yes, Scav will like you.
Most people do.
Yeah. And, probably there's someone who very conveniently goes, hey, bartender.
L'chaim, Mr. Pierre.
And he goes, L'chaim, to your help. And, yeah, he goes and,
Yeah, and I'm going to... Actually, probably going to look for Connor first. PC's
Connor,
priority.
where are you?
Oh, he's probably sitting at his table getting his guns ready.
Yeah, he probably pointed out Connor, actually. And yeah, you see Cachette approach. And Cachette, you gave us a description of, like, your arms, but give us a description of Cachette.
Well, Cachette is very, he's not very short, but he's on the short end. He's about 5'6". The rest of his body kind of looks like the skeleton arms, but he's dressed in, like, baggy clothes. There's, like, a yellow and white, like, motocross jacket he has kind of slung over a black turtleneck. He's got some baggy, like, parachute pants, cargo pants, obviously. You gotta have more pockets. And some yellow tennis shoes, and just, like, a messenger bag over his back. And, like, a tool belt on his waist that's just got all kinds of tools. Most of them for smaller things. Stuff that you would use if you were, like, disassembling rifles and putting them back together. And I mean disassembling them, getting in there and reboring barrels and stuff.
Connor sees the shadow on the table, looks up, like, what?
What is your new gun? Like, what is its base type?
The new one or the one I want fixed?
The new one, the new toy.
Oh, the new toy. Wow. The new toy is actually an H&K 227S.
Yeah, he'd actually stop and look at it and he's like, oh, HK, do you believe in the slap or not?
It's not bad. It works. Since you're supposedly really good at guns, you also notice it's rebored for a different size caliber.
Yeah. Nope. And he like very nonchalantly, like without touching it, like cranes his head down to do what you should not do and look down the barrel of a gun. And he goes, "Oh, no, it's not a standard boring on the rifle. Your own work or custom?"
Custom. I paid good money for it.
Sure you did. I think we'll get along perfectly. My name is Kashet.
Oh, you're the one that came in that power armor.
Yes, the Maglana. Also mine, custom made. From scratch.
So what's your specialty, Techie?
Miltech. I've sold guns on pretty much every continent, every combat zone in the world worth a damn.
You know, I might have some use for you right now. And Connor motions to Pierre to bring Nessie over.
Yeah, and probably at this point, Pierre pulls out Cachette. This might be one of the saddest things you've seen. This looks like someone shot a hole through the Mona Lisa. This gun
Oh,
was
no.
a fine gun, a beautiful gun. Pierre brings the destroyed remains, carrying it as if it were a wounded animal. And in the crook of his arm, he has a glass of scotch that you are almost certain is going to fall from his arm, but it is not. He sets it on the table and he says, "Your morning scotch, sir," and hands you a
Oh,
glass
thank
of
you.
scotch. Yeah.
Oh, like Kashet is like over the table, sitting down. He's like, oh, who did this? This is barbaric. So beautifully made, too. Custom furniture and everything.
Yeah, some sniper sniped me. And I was on such a roll with it, too.
Oh, like he's almost like just like a Renaissance painting of someone in distress, or he's like the thin sound of like scraping the metal fingers just over like the, I assume, like polycarbon grip on everything. It's like, and they went through the action. They knew. You know what is worse than someone who destroys art? An artist who destroys art and knows what they're doing.
Oh, yes, I hope to find him one day. Returning kind.
Me too. Maybe even with resurrection. Stranger things have happened.
That's true. Do you think he can fix it?
I'm not going to make a promise. I mean, you know the story of the thought experiment of Theseus's boat, yes?
Not up on my weird stories.
Someone brings one of those old Greek triremes up to shore and is like, these parts need to be replaced. These planks here and these planks here. And someone says, at one point, when we start replacing these planks, is it not the same ship and is it something new? I could completely remake this weapon. I could make the parts that could be salvaged into this, but at the same point, is it still the same gun? It would be much more difficult, not impossible, for me to try and put it back together as it is. But it would require me reshaping the entire action, the entire triggering system. You know the details. Do you have the specifications with you still?
I got him somewhere here. And he rifles through his other gun bag. It's like,
Rifles through.
yeah, I know it. Yeah, I think this is yeah. And he sort of hands you specs to the rifle.
Yeah, it's like the hand reaches out and like very awkwardly reaches out and takes it and pulls it back carefully. There's always like a mechanical whir when his hands and arms are moving, which you just don't hear a lot with modern cyber tech.
Old school?
I don't need anything fancier. I'm usually not the one going out there and using these things, so I got the most basic model.
I could respect that.
Yeah, he's looking over the specs and nodding. And just like as a weaponsmith, how possible of a task is this?
Go ahead and make me a weaponsmithing check.
Hey, I'm good at those.
Yeah.
He says before he nat ones. Weaponsmithing.
Well, thankfully, if you're good with it, even if you nat 1, probably not going to fuck it up. Nice. Yeah, so you think with a cash inflow of €300, you could replace that. You could replace that with some machine parts. The trick is that you're going to need some tungsten, some aluminum alloys, some kind of space age shit for like the weapon to cycle properly, right? So that's what the cost is. You could machine this out of steel. That's not going to be reliable. You're probably going to get a lot of or brass shearing, or not brass shearing. You have caseless ammo. So you're probably going to get a lot of misfiring, you know?
Yeah.
So you're going to need like a tungsten hammer and like aluminum parts for the rest of it, which is the expensive part.
Yeah. And he looks at that and he thinks to himself, he kind of mumbling to himself while he thinks. And then he very reverently picks up either half of the weapon and is like, as a show of faith to you as a member of this crew, which I hope to be a part of for a long time, free of charge, I'll fix it on my own dime, just to prove that I can.
And it's...
Well, that's greatly appreciated. I think I'm going to like you.
And by the way, I had 350 eddies saved up after all of my spending spree, so I am down to... No, it was 450, so I have 150 left.
Nice.
And I'm going
thank
to...
God you can eat for free here.
Yes. That's why I kept a little bit in reserve.
Yeah. And it's not going to be a cakewalk of a repair. You can definitely do it, Cachette. You've worked on guns your whole life, you know. You know your way in and out of any gun, right? And even if you've never touched that specific gun, it's as if you already know it.
Yeah.
But also, this is some severe damage. If he wants the gun itself fixed and not a new gun, that's going to be what it's like.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's going to be like his big project. He's got his suit back, the Mega Law he has back together.
Right.
So other than making sure that it still fires straight, this is like his big project for right now.
Nice. And probably as you're doing that, you hear a voice behind you that you recognize. Hey, I thought I told you that you need to end up back. I thought I told you you need to end up back at my house to pick up the rest of your shit.
There's like a jolt, and luckily because mechanical hands, their grip is tight enough that he can't possibly drop the gun.
Yeah.
Turns on his heels and he's like, "You."
And he says, "You! Your shit is in my van."
Yes, do you still have all the pins to my escape hatch that you wouldn't put back together, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't put back your... Do you know how hard it is to bring all of this into the city?
Do you know how hard it is to breathe in that thing without the AC unit?
I had to sell this as a car!
Very interesting shape for a car.
God, they were right about you. God damn. And kind of like does...
Lord's name.
And he kind of says... he kind of like goes and says, the Lord doesn't listen in this town. Kind of walks up and...
Oh my God.
For those of you who don't know, this man is one Moses Bepanos Stephanopoulos. He is a Greek a Greek logistics man who has retired, big air quotes, to New Amsterdam. He's got an obviously bad back. He walks around with a cane. Not nearly as cool of a cane as Lucky, that's for fucking certain. It's just a wooden cane, which wood is still a pretty big flex. If anyone asked him about it, he'd spend about 30 minutes telling them about its story and origins of his great 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 grandfather, who first got it after World War One, where he was hurt on the battlefield. You know, but no, kind of walks in and he says, "You have about 5 minutes to get your shit out of my van before I get caught by White Wolf."
And he puts like you find out that the messenger bag kind of doubles as a weapon sling.
Yeah.
As he very carefully puts the two halves of Bessie away, and he was like, "I will get to that. I was just picking up a new dedicated, well, not customer, teammate. You know, bonding exercises, and also proof of my abilities."
And he kind of
Where's
looks.
the van?
Yeah. Says, "I pulled the van around back as I was told by these security guards. Don't look like security guards to me. They're not apes stuffed in suits. Whatever the case. I just want you to remember, Cachette. Those who deal in death and sow seeds of destruction will reap them one day."
Yes, yes. And he like points to like a spot on his arms, like, "Got it right there."
And he kind of nods and goes, "Well, it's good to see that you're in one piece, at least."
It's good to see that you're still in one piece. Speaking of, I found something very interesting involving canes last night. Would you ever potentially want an upgrade?
He kind of goes, "If it's the kind of upgrades you deal out, I'm retired." And he kind of like taps his cane on the ground, making a big kind of clank on the floor with its brass cap that's been well worn but also well maintained. So it's got that patina as opposed to that flaking, you know?
Well, the least you can let me do is get that cap back to looking like it is brass.
"This is an antique, and I won't have you mucking about this antique with those hands soaked in blood. But whatever the case, you can come by for dinner soon. The Fettermans have asked me to make some introductions within the family. I would appreciate if you were here and willing. That was one of the conditions, was it not?"
He nods and like is already heading towards like where the van is, and he stops and he goes, "And Beppy, friend,
"It's
there,
Bepanos Anopheles."
I tend to use WD-40, not blood." As he like has all of the tool hands just flip around for shits and giggles.
Oh, and he gives you a very stern look. One of his eyes is almost permanently shut. The other one is pretty wide. He kind of gives you this stern kind of squint that you've gotten before when you were doing shit in Greece, you know? He never really approved of your profession. He was more of the I sell body armor and medical supplies. You were the I sell munitions and weapons that make these things necessary. But he has a begrudging respect, obviously, you know? He knows you're good at your shit. He's old enough, he's fine giving you shit no matter what.
Yeah, and he knows enough about Cachette that the Cachette's just, getting his goat.
Oh, for sure. No, he knows. I would consider this more of an uncle and rambunctious nephew sort of relationship.
Yeah.
Just the uncle and nephew met on a battlefield and have no relation to each other, actually.
And he's even got like a little skip to his step as he starts hanging out back, and then he yells over his shoulder, "And if the AC unit isn't in there, I'm charging for that."
Yeah. Connor, you see this old man just kind of and turn around and, hobble his ass out of the club, right? And then that brings us to the garage, which in the garage, you see a really borged out dude kind of scratching his head as this guy who is clearly from Dimokshpi. He's not hiding his affiliation. He's dressed very nicely. He's got that kind of very like, oh no, I'm not up to no good kind of look about him. But also has a firearm that you could see from a mile away because you're used to seeing this shit. Like a hidden, probably pocket zip gun or some shit. And he's scratching his he's like,
box or some shit.
exactly, right? Some sort of Derringer but modern sort of vibe, a little 22 with 4 rounds or something. But yeah, he kind of he's scratching and he's like, hey, I don't know a cachette. I don't know what you're doing here. I mean, if you're dropping off free shit, I'll take it.
Don't touch it. Some of it is probably not. I don't know what Beppy's done with it. Well, just put it that way.
He turns around and he goes, oh, holy shit, you're in my garage. Hi. You would be?
Cachette. The person in question.
Not trying to get on your shit, but this is a gang headquarters? What the fuck are you doing in my garage?
He points over to the thing that's in the tarp, walks over, pulls it off. It's an ACAP, and he's like,
oh, shit.
I'm
Yeah,
bringing firepower.
And he walks over and immediately, this guy is like all over it. He's not touching it, being very respectful, but he's looking, he's like, oh, wow. So the pneumatic lines, I've never seen these. I've only seen schematics. I mean, you can look at a schematic all day, but until you see it in person, you just don't know how it. So, okay, so your coolant lines hook in there, which means that they gotta, the fuck doesn't ship this with a coolant line? That must have been hot as balls in there.
Yes, it was because it had to be completely disassembled and someone had to pretend that it was a car.
Speaking car? Of cars, it's a funny looking car.
That's what I said. How
and he turns and he goes,
22 long or 22 short?
Yeah.
Giving him a nudge to the shoulder as he passes by.
Oh, yeah. And he says,
joking about his gun size.
Absolutely. And, he kind of looks and kind of uncomfortably shuffles and goes, short. But tungsten, and probably at this point, Serum catches up with you. He's like ogling this shit and he sees you're going to the van. He's like, oh shit, starts hanging up. Hey, Lucky had to have okayed you, right?
Oh, well, I think Scav okayed me more, but I mean, she hasn't kicked me out yet. And he's
you say Scav okayed me, and he's just like, he stifles a chuckle and goes, oh, wait, you're serious? Wow. Can't believe that Scav's calling shots too. What the fuck? Sorry, I'm Serum. It's so nice to meet you. You seem like a man of culture.
Pierre told me about you and said that I should seek you out.
Oh,
and it's like he reaches into the van and we see that like his fingers do that Ghost in the Shell thing where they each split into like 3 tinier fingers.
Oh yeah,
to help pick things up.
Oh, and he's like, oh, let me help you with that. And like he takes like probably the biggest box in the van and just lifts it effortlessly, kind of like hefts it over his shoulder and goes,
oh, where were you when I was putting that thing's armor plates back on?
Oh, I was right here in the bar. Oh, wait, that was sorry. And like he like walks the box over and like gingerly sets it by this and he goes, that is one hell of a, do you ever need help like maintaining that? Like, I see that car right there, and he points to like a nice ass muscle car, and he's like, "That's a hand me down, but I've made some improvements on that one, and that van over there. Well, that's don't touch that van. We only use the van whenever we have to. Respectfully, I drive it around the block once every day to make sure the battery stays up. But anyway, I'm good with my hands. I'm good at working on things. I'm good at that stuff. If you need some help, I would love to." And he's gushing over this fucking APCA.
And like as he starts like just to this Dimokshpi guy as he passes again, because it's like, don't worry though, it's not the size of your caliber until you use it at the range.
And then he like looks and goes, between the eyes every time, perfect record, been trained since I was a boy. He seems very serious.
And he's like, humorless. But then just like smiles and keeps going. He's like, I've never been one for cars, but I can very much appreciate anyone who can take care of anything mechanical. Probably very much going to need to have this thing maintained, especially if it's getting shot at a lot. Only about 70% of it is actually maintainable without, having to completely take it apart and put it back together again, but I'm sure you know enough about mechanics to know that that is always a difficulty.
Oh, and the 80% being able to maintain without that? Well, I mean, that 20% is the most important 20% every time, right?
Well, in this case, it's and he reaches up and he's still the head's not on right.
Mm-hmm.
And he very gently moves it to where he can, and this thing's heavy, so he struggles with it for just long enough to turn it to where he can see
Yeah.
into it, and he's like, environment hold on, let me see what exactly it's called.
Yeah.
ECI wideband heads-up display. Can target
Ooh.
3 weapons simultaneously: anti-dazzle, IR, low light, image enhancement, enhanced hearing.
Well, you might want to make sure that you've got some sort of net running shielding. Well, I mean, our net runner probably could run some active fuzz on the opposite. She's pretty good at that. Her name's Cash. She got burned to a crisp at one point, but she's better now.
Oh, don't worry. I have I have an EMP capacitor in here to deal with any of that. It's got I think 2
Clever.
sponges built in standard.
Damn, that's pretty slick. Well, if you ever need help rebuilding one of those, I've actually taken a few microwaves apart in my time, and those make some pretty decent dampers. Or they can also end up being EMPs. Actually, if you take a super magnet and you put it, and he just starts going on about it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
How much And he's like, "One moment. Something fun I thought for you. How much do you weigh in kilograms? Is it less than 114?"
Oh no, not even close.
And he reaches around and hits a button as the shoulders, the back, and the upper legs of the thing open up, and he's like, "I need to
Then
take
he meant
Oh, he
he
weighs
meant
too
he
much.
weighs more than. Yeah,
Okay.
this dude's bored.
Okay. I was
Yeah,
just
you would.
and he snaps a finger. He's like, well, good thing this thing has about 600 extra kilograms of lift capacity. And
Yeah.
he's gonna open up and be like, I need this thing taken down to the range so that I can recalibrate the MG3 in the arm.
Kind of nods and goes,
Want to
"Oh,
give it a spin?
you you mean uh yeah, that sounds pretty fucking baller." Oh shit, that sounds really fucking lame. That sounds good. I'll take it down to the range.
Yeah, and when he does that, trying to correct himself, he just kind of gives him the shock, but he's like, well, hi, babe, don't worry.
Yeah, and he goes, Shit, okay." And he gets himself into there, and actually he has some interface plugs for heavy machinery on his equipment, and
Mm-hmm.
your suit can take those because it is technically heavy equipment. So he fucking plugs that shit in, and he's like, "Whoa, this is so uncomfortable." Like as he's moving his hands around and shit.
Yes, I didn't have the money to afford anything but Russian control schemes.
Ah, damn. They'll fucking get you every time. Well, I can walk this down though, if you fucking trust me. I mean, listen, if I put a single fucking scratch on it, you bet your ass I'm gonna be the one who's buffing it out.
I think you're more likely to put a hole through the wall than you are to scratch that thing.
And you can't see his face at this point, but you can tell he's smiling. He goes, "Cool." And yeah, he starts walking off, and as he walks into the main room, Connor, you probably hear him scream, "I am Iron Man," as he walks.
Great. Another comedian.
I mean, this isn't exactly not par for the course for Serum. He's a kind of anxious goofball.
Uh-huh.
And I think from there, we will probably cut to Cash. Cash,
Hi.
you've done some searching online, and you found the thing that you want to find.
Yes.
Um,
2 things I found, but which
Yeah.
one do you want to work on first? The more permanent thing or the other more permanent thing? Shit.
I
They're both
mean,
permanent.
I'll leave that up to you.
Oh, let's start with Meows and then go from there.
Okay, yeah. So you see that a box has arrived in the garage for you. It's all styrofoam wrapped from Emed. It is labeled as Emed Basic.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you open it, and amidst the styrofoam packing peanuts, you see that there is a cyber leg.
Perfect.
It's pretty basic, but it's there.
Right. Cool. So I'm gonna put it back in the box. I'm gonna wrap the box back up, and I am going to go to Felix's.
Yeah, you walk up to Felix's room, and as usual, his room is dead fucking silent.
Right. Hey buddy. Are you there?
There's no response.
I brought you something. I don't know if you'll like it, but if you don't like it, I'll let you slam the door in my face.
And like there's still no response.
Buddy, it's been a month and it's been awful, and I know.
Yeah, right. You gotta at him. Fucking
Yeah.
cat. No, it's been a month and it's been awful. Sorry, we cut you off.
No, you're fine. I know it's been awful. But I have something that I think might make it better. I don't know. I don't know, but I can't give it to you if you don't open the door.
And God, Ozone just came on as I was about to open the door, and I'm like, I'm not having a dramatic scene to fucking Maya he, you know. But yeah, he he opens the door and Gunner. He opens the door and Felix looks rough. He's got one cane on his leg that it's got fresh dressings on it. I mean, like, you're pretty sure that, like, his leg is fine now, but it seems like he still changes the wound dressings every day. His clothes are fucking filthy. He's wearing sweatpants, which is like, Felix, and like a
That's not
busted old
normal.
t-shirt. He's got facial hair that's like the shittiest blonde 5 o'clock shadow with like an untrimmed mustache and like fucking it's just bad facial hair. He can't grow facial hair, so it's just like
Yeah.
a really bad scraggly attempt. No makeup. He probably hasn't showered in a couple days. He doesn't smell great and his room smells terrible. It's
Right.
filled to the brim with like just like like dirty tissues, takeout boxes, empty cups, like fucking the whole nine. He is in like
He's in
he's
the
in
throes of the downward spiral.
he's that's the throes of a downward spiral. I think he done been spiraled.
Yeah.
And he like looks at you and he's just got this glazed over look on his eyes. As you see, he's got in one hand like a half drained beer. That's the other thing. You notice a lot of empty booze bottles. Like, Felix
Yeah.
can throw it back, and this is even excessive for him, you know?
Yeah.
He's just like, what do you want?
Hi. I brought you something, and I was wondering if you, well, buddy, when's the last time you showered?
He's like, what are you, the fucking cops?
No, I'm your fucking friend. I brought you this, and I'm gonna shove this box at him.
And he like takes it and he kind of stumbles because he's only got one fucking leg, you
Right,
know?
like I'm kind of annoyed, but if he almost falls, I'm gonna catch him. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
he does almost fall and you catch him.
yeah,
And he's like, ah. He like sits down on the bed and he opens the box and he like kind of pushes away the shit and he looks at it and he just has this like blank look on his face and he sets it on the bed beside me and goes, thanks.
I know it's not going to change what happened, but maybe you can get back up because this is not working.
I'll get around to it.
Right. I know you will. Why don't we go today? Trinix is back.
I can fix him.
And he kind of goes, I'm kind of busy with film here.
I know your schedule's super packed. But I think this would be a good idea. And Felix, I love you to death. I spent a lot of fucking money on this, so it'd be a real fucking shame if it just rusted in that goddamn box. So it's time to get up. Come on.
And he kind of looks at me and goes, Luna,
Yeah.
they fucking used me.
Who? Out of character. Who was he talking about?
You don't
Tardis?
know. You don't know.
Who? Okay, so who used you?
I was a fucking idiot. And I stood on a fucking car. And he fucking knew that I was on my hot girl shit. So he blew my fucking leg off. And then the
I'm
first
just-
person who came to fucking help me, he shot them too. And he was gonna keep fucking doing it.
Called it.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit happened, didn't it?
Yeah, I got a motherfucker killed. I could have gotten more motherfuckers killed. There were so many motherfuckers who died. I fucking pulled you guys away, and while you guys were gone, more of them fucking died. It's just fucking it's bullshit.
Listen,
Bullshit.
listen. Baby, this is the job. Okay? Like,
Maybe I don't want to
you-
do the fucking job.
you don't have to do the job. You don't have to do anything you don't want to fucking do. But you can't sit here and rot away in booze, smelling like a goddamn baby goat. You're gonna get sepsis. Is that thing even healed? Like, we don't even know. Nobody knows. And I'm worried about you and I love you. You don't have to do this job. You don't have to do anything you don't want to fucking do. But what you do have to do is continue living because you survived. Other people didn't survive. And it sucks. It's not your fault. You had no control over it. You have to stop beating yourself up over it. Shit fucking happened. If you want to quit, fucking quit, but do it on your terms. You're letting them win. You let this guy fucking win. The longer you sit in here, you smell like shit and you drink yourself fucking stupid and you push away all of your friends and we fucking love you and I'm really fucking pissed about this because he shouldn't have fucking done that to you. You let him win. You sit here and you let him fucking win. So are you going to continue to let him win? Or are you going to get the fuck up and do something, anything that isn't this?
And he sits there and, he pauses for a second, takes a drink of his beer, takes the beer, and he hucks the bottle against the wall. And it just like breaks. He's just like, so fucking sick of it. You know what happens? You know what happens? You know why I'm fucking drinking right now? Because if I'm not fucking drinking, then I fall asleep and I remember the dreams. And when I'm fucking dreaming, I'm just sitting there with some fucking asshole staring at me, shooting you, shooting Trixie, shooting Lucky, shooting fucking everybody. You know what? Maybe I should fucking shoot him. And he
You
fucking
can't, he's
like
dead.
pulls a gun from out under his like bedspread and like he fucking clicks it immediately. He goes, I'm fucking sick of it.
Oh no, I'm gonna fucking stop that shit immediately. I'm gonna fucking put my hand on the top of that gun very, very gently, and I'm going to turn it away from myself. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna say, sweetie, you have to let go.
He like looks and he goes, you guys like to wake up every fucking morning and feel like your leg's still there and then look back and it just fucking hurts and itches and you can't fucking scratch it. And every fucking morning it itches and scratches and burns. And there's that fucking reminder that it's not just your leg. It's one guy who got his head fucking perforated.
Okay, out of character, Amy, I just need you to remember, you got your entire,
I
the
know.
largest organ on
Yeah,
your
I
body
know.
fucking burned. And until
I know.
very recently, there were multiple
I know.
people that knew exactly how that felt.
Yeah.
Right. So first I'd like to take this gun away from this man.
Yeah, and he is very upset.
Right.
Obviously.
I'm gonna take that gun and I'm gonna put it down, and then I'm gonna go, are cyber arms fucking detachable? Are they detachable?
Yeah. I mean,
Alright.
roughly.
Okay. So I'm gonna like tap a few things up in my shoulder joint, and I'm gonna fucking pull this motherfucker off, and I'm gonna set it down beside me. And I'm gonna go, do you not remember when I was an actual crispy chicken nugget?
And he
Not
like
that long ago?
and like he kind of looks at you and you start to see like a lip quaver. And
I will
he just
hug
kind of
him.
he kind of nods.
I will hug him with my one arm, with my stupid cyber arm laying wherever it's laying, and his stupid
Yeah.
cyber leg laying wherever it's laying, and we're just two stumpy people hugging
Oh,
each other.
and he just starts
I love this.
crying. Like
I'm about to
he
cry.
you can tell he hasn't processed any of this. And he's just like sobbing, like he's trying to say things, but it's just like, but, and then, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
he's fucking like shaking and crying.
Yeah. I'm
He's
just
drunk.
gonna fucking right, poor baby. I'm just gonna fucking hug him and like rub the back of his head and just fucking hug him and then wish that I had my other arm because I can't reach around and hug him more.
Yeah.
Just sad, just fucking sad. Just gonna fucking hug him and let him fucking cry it out.
Yeah. And probably about halfway through, he's like, I'm so sorry. It's just, I'm so
Mm,
fucking scared.
I know.
I'm gonna,
I know.
what if I get someone hurt? What if it happens again? I just
It's
can't
the
do it.
job. It's you don't have to do it. If this is too hard on you, you don't have to do it. You don't have to. You can walk away,
He's like,
but you can't
this
walk away without the other leg. So
he's
let's
like, it's
start working
just
on some shit.
it's all I fucking know. It's all I just
It
and
doesn't
like,
have to be.
yeah. And he's like, when Lucky met me, I didn't tell her this, but I was homeless. I I got kicked out by my last partner. I didn't even have a meal. And I got this job by out drinking her. And it's just this whole time I've had to be everything that I said I was. I just I don't know where to go. And like he
You
just like hugs you.
oh, I will fucking hug him back super like, yes. And I'll just you don't have to leave. You don't have to leave. And Lucky
Remind him
might
of
be
Chocolat.
Yeah, which
why would I
Chocolat
For,
is still living in the club, and in
forget
fact has
forget
taken a
forget
staff.
how Lucky
Oh, okay.
acts. Remember
Yeah.
Chocolat.
Okay. I will mention that. I will be like, Chocolat lives here and she doesn't do shit but exist. So Lucky's not gonna kick you out.
She's part of the staff, isn't she now? You said?
Yeah, she's joined staff.
Well, yeah, but like yeah, still. Like this is not jobs can change, people can change their minds about what they want to do. I mean, you might still be asked to do something, but it doesn't have to be the thing that you're doing now. You don't have to put yourself in danger. You don't have to. If this is too much, that's okay. It can be too much. And honestly, Lucky might be a stone cold bitch, but she's not gonna fucking kick you out because she's not actually a stone cold bitch. Yeah, she just seems like it. She's not. She's fine.
Yeah.
It's gonna
And
be fine. And,
he
if worst comes to worst, she could fucking live with me and Trixie. It's like, we've already got a 16-year-old. I just bring more to the family. I'm fine with this.
yeah. And probably at this point, he kind of like looks up and he's just like, I haven't felt like I've been on my hot girl shit for a minute.
Yeah, well, hot girl shit is a little overrated. So why don't you just try to be Felix for a little?
And oh, that's such a good response. Um, he's like, okay, I'm gonna take a shower
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna go talk to Lucky.
No,
You
why
should
don't
go
you
find
take a
Omen.
shower and then let's get this leg on you
Yeah,
so that you can feel more like you.
yeah. And
And
he
then
kind
we'll
of
go talk.
sniffles and like nods and is like, okay. And like you can tell he's got like that post cry, like lack of energy. And he kind of puts his crutch under him and fucking goes, I'm gonna need you to leave now. I know we're friends, but we're not fucking. I don't let anyone who I'm not fucking see me naked.
That's fair. I'm gonna take your clothes to laundry. Do you have everything? What do you want me to take? Because everything here smells real bad.
And he just kind of like looks around the room and just kind of shrugs.
Okay, I'm just gonna pick some shit for you. Clean undies, a clean skirt, clean shirt. We're gonna figure it out. I am not great at putting outfits together, so let's just hope that all your shit mixes and matches real nice, okay?
It doesn't. And like he like stumbles his ass into the fucking bathroom and closes the door.
I am going to grab literally just the items of clothing that will cover parts of his body that make sense and take
Yeah.
it down to laundry.
Right, right. And I think we'll cut from there. And actually, you know what? You're in laundry, and probably Trixie comes in with a load of your guys' laundry very serendipitously. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh shit. I guess I'll use the other
Hi.
washer. You know, I hate this one. It got the fucked up motor. I need to tell someone needs to tell Serum about that.
I
Does
know.
Serum even
I
like
know.
change his outfit? He's always wearing that fucking white shirt and cargo shorts. I swear to God.
I bet you he's got like 20 of each. And
He
he just
kind of,
wears the same shit every day.
yeah, that seems about like him. Like starts
Yeah.
loading up the second washer. It's just like
Yeah.
doing Felix's laundry.
Oh, yeah, he's fucking wrecked, man. Um,
Oh, shit.
so I got him a leg. I think we would have talked about it.
Yeah, you would have talked about
So
the leg. Yeah.
yeah. So I gave him the leg. He's not processing anything very well. Um, he's currently in the shower. His entire room smells like a herd of baby goats. Like just moved in. And I'm gonna call housekeeping and get them down there too. That's awful. But
Trixie's like housekeeping.
don't we have housekeeping?
No,
Is there
no,
housekeeping?
you guys do not have housekeeping.
Oh, I just assumed that we did.
Oh,
Trixie,
no.
you spoil me.
You
Oh
guys
my
think you're Ritz
god.
Carlton? These aren't
Hey!
hotel rooms.
Oh
They're
my gosh!
offices that have been
Cash thinks she has a magic coffee table.
No, it's fucking Trixie. Trixie's been cleaning our
Oh,
room, and I
No,
thought
you've got a
What do you-
you've got a
What do
magic
you
coffee
mean?
table, Cash.
Someone's
What
been
do you
taking
mean
it
we
for
don't have-
granted.
Table.
What do you mean we don't have?
You said you're gonna call housekeeping, and she goes, housekeeping?
What do you
There's
mean
not
Housekeeping, as you hear in the background. I am Iron Man.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
It's like, no, there's no. What the bitch? What?
Bitch, what?
God,
Bitch,
thought-
what?
I don't, you know,
Oh my god, that explains so fucking much. I mean, you don't have to take care of your dishes because there's the kitchen, and then you don't. No wonder you don't fucking vacuum. Surfaces, you vacuum.
I'm sorry. I'll
Do you
vacuum.
want
I'm
surfaces?
sorry.
No. Do you want surfaces or vacuum?
I'll vacuum. I'll do the vacuum. I'll
Okay,
do the
you vacuum. I'll surface. Listen. If you didn't have me, I swear to God. And she just like kind of does this like not mad exasperated, more just like a very like Jesus Christ. Are
It's-
you kidding?
I know.
It's like
I'm so
this
sorry.
makes a lot more sense, and not in a good way.
Yeah,
Right, no,
exactly.
I feel
No, I
awful.
love this. This is such a human moment.
Okay, well, let me. Oh, Jesus Christ! Can I make this up to you? Can I make
He's
this
like,
up to you?
she's like, okay, how do you want to make it up to me?
Well, so I got that really cool car, and we really haven't had time to take it out anywhere. I was wondering if you maybe want to go somewhere tonight.
I don't have anything planned. I mean, I've got that
Okay.
mural like tomorrow morning, so we can't be out super late, but you
Okay.
know,
Well,
and you know, her and her graffiti buddies are gonna do that crazy shit where they scale a fucking mega building and paint a big ass
right.
mural. You know,
God, I fucking love her.
it's some
Yes.
dangerous shit, you know. It's a vibe. She's
Yes.
done it before, she'll do it again.
Yes. I fucking love her. I'm like, yeah, are you gonna wear a harness this time? Is that like a thing you do, or is that just me thinking about housekeeping again?
No, I don't worry. I wear a harness. I mean,
Okay.
honestly, the only danger I've really been in is one time White Wolf shot at us, but I mean, that wasn't too bad. And that was only a couple of years ago. Plus, we're not
Right.
going into like Centrum or anything. We're not fucking suicidal. I mean,
Right.
not yet. We've got something planned for like 2 months from now that might be. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
I love your facial expressions.
You said no secrets, so we need to work out this shit. All
I
right.
didn't
No.
say that it was a secret. I haven't told you yet.
Right.
I was gonna tell
Awesome.
you beforehand. It's 2 months
Yeah.
out. I've been trying to figure. Listen, we're just gonna do some painting on the side
I
of
don't.
Nemo. It's not
Yeah.
gonna be a big deal.
Yeah.
Um,
I am so uncomfortable.
I'm just
I
going to
don't want
say
to
this
talk.
from me to Kat, from me to you, Amy. Um,
Yeah.
so a little birdie has mentioned that ever since the dev went down in Nemo, White Wolf has completely surrounded Nemo.
Oh, not White Wolf.
Oh,
Worse. No,
Who?
developers.
Oh God.
No.
No.
Yeah,
I
the
Trixie.
the dev guys.
that's right, the
Trixie,
devs. Yep.
Trixie, I feel like that's such a bad idea. Like, I
I
feel like I am really good at bad ideas, and I do not see them, but
I'm
I see
really
this
good at
one.
bad ideas.
it was okay. It's gonna be at like 3 in the morning, and we're gonna be using UV paint. And then we're going to hit it with a spotlight from across the ocean so that people can actually see, or not ocean. We're going to hit it with a spotlight from Zeeberg so people can actually see it.
Okay,
It's just
this
going
is
to
a
be a
really
QR
fucking.
code.
It's a really fucking cool idea. What's the QR code what's it gonna go to?
Oh, it's going to go to an it's going to go to an anti-White Wolf Defense Police Fund.
Oh, I fucking love that. Oh, I fucking love you. Okay, listen. I am 100% down for this idea. I think it's great. However, I think that you and your friends, who are awesome and I love with all my heart, they are my people too, sort of, but moving on. Want to be there. I want to be there, and I want some other people to be there to have your back because I'd love to see this come to fruition. Also, I don't want you to fucking die.
Okay.
So
Okay.
can we like let's work out the details later.
Yeah. And she's like,
Whatever.
yeah, we can work out the details. I mean, you don't get to go to a lot of my mural shit. Yeah, of course. I'd love to have you there, babe.
I would love to be there with big guns. Yes.
She's like, hopefully we won't have to fire any big guns.
Did somebody
Right,
say
right.
gun?
Oh my God, you're not there. You could be, I guess. if
I
you
am
wanted to be.
Iron Man. No,
Connor's ears are burning. He's like, guns?
Guns. So let's leave this shit for now. Who can we get because there's no housekeeping? Who can we get to put our stuff in the dryer?
it's an automatic washer dryer.
Oh hell yeah! So who is around that I trust?
I mean, we can. Hmm?
Well, I'm gonna ask Suzerain to like
Uh-huh.
bring the clean clothes to Felix.
Okay, yeah.
Suzerain is probably in on what I have going on.
Yeah.
So
Suzerain probably is like, yeah, I can do that. Suzerain's been hanging around the club. You know,
yeah.
she runs the fucking clinic too. And while Trinix is at work, she's consistently working the club. working the clinic.
Sure.
Um,
For sure. And
yeah,
you know,
and
she's the bee's knees.
Cash, you're like telling Suzerain like, hey, would you mind like doing this? I'd really appreciate it. Blah blah blah. I know exactly how you would say it. You can actually get a chirp from Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
What does it say, Lucky?
I'd like to meet you in my office when you have a moment.
Oh, I'm gonna text you back and ask if it's urgent or it can wait till later this evening.
It won't take long, is all she'll say.
The look on your honestly, Amy, the look on your face during streams is probably one of my favorite parts about streams. Like
I'm
everyone
so
on
glad.
their face are great, but you're so fucking expressive.
I know. Not even trying. Okay. So, oh shit. All right. So I'm gonna tell
You
Trix
get a
like,
follow-up text to that. No bad things. I promise.
honestly, like, I'm not even worried about whether it's a bad thing. I am gonna text you back. I got 15 minutes. Can we do it in 15 minutes? Like, can it be done in 15 minutes if I show up right now?
Yes? Question mark?
Okay, great. So I'm gonna look at Trix and I'm gonna be like, babe, I gotta go deal with Lucky shit real quick. If you wanna like throw some clothes on, good walking shoes, and I don't know, what's the weather like right now?
Drizzly.
Drizzly.
So, like I
Gross.
said, today is not a bad day in New Amsterdam. Drizzly is nice weather for New Amsterdam.
Got it. So we probably have an idea. Just like good walking shoes. I got a plan. I wasn't going to tell you about it. Still am not. Love you. I'll see you in like 15, 20. Meet me in the garage. Yeah?
He's like, sure.
Okay. I'll see you in a minute. I'm going to run up to Lucky's.
Yeah, you head up to Lucky's.
Yeah. Knock. Look a fast knock.
No, it's open. The door's
Oh,
unlocked,
okay.
rather. Come in.
Okay. Hi. What's up?
You shut the door behind you, please.
Oh, God. Okay. Shut the door. Hi.
I told you this won't take long, and it's not going to. She says.
Yeah.
Sitting on her desk is the black box. You know, that black box.
Yeah.
You're fired.
Yeah.
It's been a month, and nothing has come of this.
You cut out on me. What'd you say?
And nothing has come out of this.
You're still cutting out. Yeah.
Am I really still cutting out?
There you go. You might need to lean into your mic a bit.
I
when you said that one
can't
thing,
because
it kept
it's a
happening.
desk mic now. Because
Um,
I don't have room for the arm to put it right up against my face anymore.
Yeah.
But she says, it's been a month and nothing has come out of this.
Okay.
It's been a month and nothing has come out of this.
We got it now.
Okay, great. Got it, cool. Got it. Awesome.
Since we have to have this up this close, I'm going to keep this plugged in where it is.
Okay.
But I'd like you to work your magic on it.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't really care how long it takes. Just as long as you get in and figure out what data's on it.
Okay.
Fair?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
Mm.
Do you want to put it down in the runner's closet?
I'm going to leave it here for now.
Okay.
You still have access to it from remotely. That way, if anything bad happens, I can always pull the plug from here.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah. I can do that.
All right. Other than that, I don't really think I've given you much direction as of late. So here's some. Cause trouble. Just don't get caught.
Oh, that's fucking excellent.
You have two
Okay.
main targets here with your trouble. Number one, United Front.
Yeah.
I want to know what they look like. I want to know what their structure is, who's in charge.
Hmm.
And I want you to disrupt their communications as much as possible.
Okay.
Second, Officer Henzik in Canal Belt South.
Mm-hmm. Which one is that one?
White Wolf.
Oh.
He shot a
Yeah?
patient in the head.
That's right.
He's been on my
Okay.
shit list since they came back.
Okay.
And now he's in charge of Canal Belt South. I want to
it shouldn't be.
know everything about him.
Yeah,
Where he
that shouldn't be hard.
goes, who his family is, what makes him tick.
Okay.
Other than that, all I ask is you don't get caught.
I mean, I'll do my best, such is the life. So don't worry. I promise I won't tell anybody I know you.
Well, I've taken up 12 of your 15 minutes. I'm assuming you have places to be. Tell Trixie I say
do.
hi.
I will. Thank you. Bye. I'm gonna run out of your office.
There you go.
Yeah, and probably at this point, Trixie is talking to Cachette. Cachette, what are you talking about with Trixie? Because you're probably dominating the conversation. She's a very passive conversationalist.
Yeah, I thought it was a smart idea to have him, test it out. I should have told him that the head wasn't on. Right. Normally it will be. He's just like stammering as like
Yeah. Hey.
Iron Man has gone
hi.
back down the elevator and he's just holding the head of it.
Yeah.
That is a whole thing. That's cool. Cachette, I need my girlfriend. Have you guys? Yeah.
Oh, you two are.
Yeah.
I should probably find Serum and make sure that the rest of my very valuable armored death machine has not completely fallen apart. Goodbye.
I definitely heard someone yelling, "I am Iron Man" down the hall towards the kitchen.
That was him. He
Yeah.
got on the elevator and then he holds up the head. This fell off.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Does he
I
hear
am
like
so sorry.
the servos in his like elbows whir as he holds it up?
Oh, it's so heavy.
Yeah.
It is, but he's shockingly like he can hold something like that. Like the head only probably weighs 10, 15 kilo.
I don't know what that is. I am too American for kilos.
Not too much.
Okay. A bunch, but not a whole lot of a bunch.
Yeah,
Got it.
not too many bunches.
Just enough bunches. I yeah. So it's nice to see you again.
Yes, it's nice to see you. And it was nice to meet you, Trixie, was it?
And yeah, Trixie is like, yeah, if you ever need a paint job on that thing, no offense, but it's ugly as fuck. And she kind of gives you a big fucking grin.
And he's like, my Megalod is not ugly. She's a beautiful piece of finely crafted machinery, but I will keep that in mind.
Yeah, kind of smiles and goes, I'm just saying, some flames or dragons or maybe a badass fucking naked woman on it or something. That would fit it, right?
Take her by the elbow and very, very gently lead her towards the car.
It was nice to meet you. L'chaim to you both.
L'chaim.
Now, where is the big man in my even bigger machine?
And yeah, so we're gonna follow back to Trixie and Cash. Cash, you throw her in the whip. Where are you taking her?
I am looking for my
Go to that
notes.
club that I'm about to play in.
No. We're not going there. We don't have time for your bullshit, Omen. Just kidding. I mean, I guess we might have time for your bullshit, but it would be weird. It would be weird. Okay. Okay, got it. So we're gonna go back down to the pip.
Yeah, so you head down to the pip. and you guys drive past. I'm gonna say you tactically are driving past places that Trixie either still has a mural up or once had a mural up before it was removed because you're slick like that. And yeah, she's like going down memory lane. She's like, oh shit. No, I remember doing that one. Actually, I did that one before we even met. That one was fuck, what is that even? You know what I mean? And like
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
just kind of going on and that sort of thing.
Oh, I
Um,
fucking love that. Oh my God, you're so talented. Like, just
yeah.
fucking talented. I can't stand it. We're gonna end up at Little Ty.
Yeah, and you end up to Little Ty. And as you approach Little Ty, she's like, oh shit. You know, we haven't been here since all that shit with Canal Belt South and
I
fucking
know,
Red Eye and shit. Yeah, I almost forgot this place fucking existed.
I know, I know. Yeah. So I figured, it'd be nice to like dip back in, say hi to the old crew that
Oh,
was there,
absolutely.
have
Yeah,
a
and
snack.
she hops out of the car, hops out of the whip, which is a nice whip.
Yeah,
Um
good whip.
and she's like you guys go in. She orders her usual, the green curry with extra bamboo shoot.
I get the
Um
mild, or I get the medium yellow curry, no protein.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she's like, we eating here? We walking around? What's the plan?
We could. Is the Amstel nearby?
I it is there is a canal nearby.
Mm,
Like
mm,
it's this canal over here in DePip,
mm-hmm.
like way down south.
Yeah.
It's a somewhat nice place. They hang lanterns and shit around this side of it. Yeah, around this
Yeah.
area.
Okay. Do you wanna walk the canal and eat?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
Kinda grabs her shit and kinda, grabs some chopsticks and starts very deftly using them. She's real good with that shit.
Yes, my girl. Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll eat and walk and chat and talk, just like reminisce and just laugh at stupid jokes that we've made and
Hmm.
our fun inside jokes that nobody else would fucking understand or they just think we're stupid and you
Right.
know just have such a nice fucking time.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming the sun's about to go down.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. um right around there's a pop-up art walk,
Hmm.
and we'll stop there.
She's like, oh shit. I didn't know that they were gonna do one of these today. That's fucking sick. She's like starting to browse
No.
around and shit. She's like, I got 50 Eddie's pocket money. I think I'm gonna get
Mm-hmm.
something. Maybe something
Do
with a
it.
frog. I think something with a
uh,
frog would be good.
yes, I mean, we could get something to commemorate Taserface too,
Oh
so we could
shit,
get
that's
something
right.
fun.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she's like, oh shit. Yeah, we could. And she starts looking around for like some bunny art or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She probably
For sure.
finds something. It's like a Japanese statuette of like a rabbit. And she's
Mm-hmm.
like, look, babe, look what I found. They wanted 75 eds for it. I talked him
Yeah.
down. I talked
Hell
him down.
yeah, you did.
I'm gonna do a little bit of painting for him. They're gonna pay
Okay.
me and they're giving me a discount.
Okay. I
Yeah.
love it. It's
Mhm.
nice. This is nice. This is
Yeah.
great.
No, this is
Man,
great. This is what did you do?
nothing.
Why did
Yeah.
you cheat on me or
No. No, no, no,
oh,
no.
oh, did you break something? You can tell me if you broke something.
No, I didn't break anything. It
She's
just
like,
seemed to, it's just nice. It was just nice.
oh,
It's just a nice thing to do. It was just nice. Why are
she
you so suspicious?
she's like, well, babe, I love
Yeah.
you, but
Yeah.
you you're usually like a one destination kind of girl. You're like,
Yeah.
I mean, this is like some serious thought. Like, I thought you were trying to like soften a blow or something.
I mean, I guess it depends on how you feel about it.
She's like, feel about what?
Oh, and I'm gonna pull a box out of my pocket.
And she like immediately her eyes widen. She's like, "No, you didn't."
Like we've been through so much, and you stuck with me when I was a chicken nugget, and also all the bullshit with Tartarus, and we've done. You're just my person, and I would really be like, it'd be so fucking cool if you were my person forever.
And she's like got her hands over her mouth, and like there's a small like crowd forming, and like people like, you know what I mean? And like she's like, well, duh, yes, yeah, fuck, yes, fuck, yes. And like she fucking like immediately like hugs you, like brings you to your feet, like gives you a big kiss and gives you like this huge hug. And like people around like do a little polite clap. Maybe some homeless dude is like, keep it in the bedroom and shit like that, you know. And like some dude is like, fuck you, man, this is true love. Like and fucking like shoves him. And then like some other dude is like, hey, don't fucking shove him. And like people are starting to get a little rowdy with each other. And she's like, oh, I think we caused a scene. We should get out of here.
I mean, we should probably get out of here. And
There's no scene here. There never
If
was
only
a
you
scene
could
here.
protect yourselves when scenes start happening. You know how you could do that by buying
Jesus
my guns.
Christ. Jesus Christ. This was a nice proposal.
This was great.
I enjoyed it.
Yay!
Yeah. And she
So,
go ahead.
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
She takes the ring, and as you guys are kind of skedaddling out of the area where there is now a famous trademark Dipip fist fight going on, because
Yeah.
you know, when you have a district that is mostly populated by no-lifers and edge runners,
Yeah.
fist fights happen a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, she kind of like puts the ring on her finger and looks at it and goes, "Oh my god, my mom's gonna be so pissed," with like this big fucking grin on her face.
Oh God, it's gonna be the best. Can I be there when you tell her?
She's like, yeah, I think we could get like some kind of FaceTime call going on.
Oh my God, we should deliver like an edible arrangement and have it delivered while the phone call is happening.
Oh my
So she
god,
can eat and then throw up a little bit.
that's
Very-
crazy. She still calls you my roommate. You know that?
I know.
Yeah,
It's the best. I can't
yeah.
wait. We're absolutely not going to invite her to the wedding, are
Oh
we?
no. I
Okay,
mean,
great.
she'll have to come to the reception though, but like not the
Yeah,
actual wedding. But she can
right.
come to the reception. Maybe she'll get drunk and find herself a man and finally quit bitching about my life. But fuck it,
Oh my
whatever.
God.
Anyway, I
You
love
know it's
you.
not going to happen.
Like,
I love you too.
and she just like, yeah, she just gives you another big hug. And
So where's the wedding gonna be, huh?
I
yeah,
don't
good
know yet.
question. Good
I don't
question.
know. I haven't planned that far. I just got as far as the proposal,
Where's the
okay? I
wedding
don't
going to be,
know.
and why is it
I'm gonna-
Tartarus?
I'm gonna say, please don't do it at Tartarus.
Yeah,
Because
Mira will
I
find
don't
a way
want.
to turn
So
that
no.
into a
Okay,
combat
that's not
zone.
fair. Don't feel like it needs to be at Tartarus. That's a better way of putting it. Like, don't feel like it has to be at Tartarus because it
Okay.
it feels
And
like
I
you
think,
don't feel like you
Yeah.
have to. There you go.
Yeah, go put that target somewhere else.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
This
I
isn't
don't need a
gonna end
repeat
well.
of GTA 4 wedding. Okay.
right.
Right.
I think that this is a good place to cut, where we will cut with one angle showing Cash and Trixie kind of like, sharing this intimate moment at the waterfront, and then we see Connor and Payne Dexter kind of talking, talking over deets with Payne Dexter showing a picture of like the Cage Crew, and we get like Lucky.
Teach over a Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah, we get Cachette probably working on Connor's gun over like a mill and ordering parts. We get Trinix, who's probably walking back into the clinic as we see Rainier kind of staring at her and staring at him, and Jabbar Alphonse kind of giving him a wave. And we see Omen walking into Ice Nine, as we will describe next session. And then we see Lucky connecting all of them together in one center square. And it is going to say, to be continued next week Friends in Low Places Part 2. And let's go ahead and get some sign-offs. Cash, I just cannot not let you sign off first after that one.
Thank you, thank you. Hello, I'm Amy Gedden. Play Cash. I fucking love this game. I fucking love this game. Even when it's dangerous and terrifying, I fucking love this game. Oh my god. I'm also on Fire Strike on Mondays and then Over the Horizon on Wednesdays when Cyrus decides to kill us repeatedly, which is still fun. I actually love that game too. It's fine. We'll just keep picking up feats to where we don't die. It'll be all right. And then other than that, you can catch me. Well, I mean, I'm working. I do paint shop stuff. So what?
Fridays, every other Friday.
Oh shit! Fridays every other Friday. That's right. I'm in the Samurai game every other Friday, and the fucking Ron does it. It's fucking amazing. It's very exciting. We're not doing it this Friday, but we're gonna be doing it next Friday. I'm so sorry. It's
And I'm
just
gonna be
new.
there.
Oh my god! It's so
And Brian's burning your house down, literally.
Brian's burning my fucking house down!
It's happening. It's fucking
So
happening.
continue, Amy. This is your outro.
That's fine. And you know, if you
I
want
see you,
to
Gunner.
support the arts, you can go to hypegraphics.co. That's co. Because I can't afford the .com yet. Maybe one day, and buy some of my cool ass gear. It's all very inexpensive, and it's mostly stickers that say really mean things, and they are mushrooms. It's wonderful. I love it. Okay, that's me.
Hell yeah. Okay. Next is going to be let's do Brian.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm Brian. I played Connor tonight, and yeah, I'm gonna get a gun fixed. I'm gonna go make some extra money. It's all gonna be good. And on Mondays, you can find me in Fire Strike. I will be in the L5R next Friday. I actually have arranged to be able to be there because I want to finish off burning down the Grass Clan. You know, just because it's an honorable thing to do for the Shogun.
Oh yeah, of course. It's all about honor with you people.
Oh,
Thank you
yes,
for
it
being
is.
my walking plot point.
You're welcome. It's kind of fun. Being evil can be fun. I'm not necessarily evil. I'm just doing what I'm being told to do. But besides that, not this Tuesday, but the Tuesday after will be a probable another session 0 for my GURPS game, set in a nice little fantasy land. It's got 2 players down and made. Just got to get a couple more going. This Saturday will be after the bomb, where a lovely group of people are trying to survive basically after the World War III petered out. 5 years of fighting and throwing nukes around, you can only do so much after 5 years. So yeah, it's just a big old survival game. And then every other Sunday, not this Sunday coming, but the following Sunday is Gloomfall, a D&D 3.5 story. And they actually finally made it back home. Oh, they missed a lot of stuff that could have put a big damper on their lives.
Oh, I'm so fucking happy we're going home.
Yes. But they lost all the mounts to their carriage, so they gotta somehow get it home. And that's me.
All right, excellent. Next, let's do Computer King.
Hey, I'm the Computer King, Gentleman Supervillain, and yes, I just played a guy talking to a whole bunch of Nicolas Cage wannabes. And I managed to sneak in quotes from Con Air, Drive Angry, and The Rock.
Oh yeah.
So, other than this game, I'm also in the Samurai game every other Friday, where I'm playing someone very sneaky. And yes, it is good to be evil and feels real good. Other than that, on Mondays, when we have them, Monday Night Fire Strike, we're finishing up very soon. We couldn't do it this week. Maybe we'll do it next week. It's gonna be fun and explosive, I'm sure. Who's next?
All right. Next, let's do Scott, the opener of this episode.
Yeah, so long time ago, I was Trinix. No, wait, I still am. But I had a day shift job where everybody has fun while I'm at work. Yay. That's all right. I'm learning stuff, maybe. It's fun. Okay, what is today? Thursday. So, every other Saturday, which is this Saturday, got that game after the bomb, I think. Yeah, he just said that. And then the other weekend thing is Sunday, where it's Gloomfall, where I have a new short character that is going to heal people when they get hurt, because that's needed. And then when we get back to Firestrike, we got Xander, who's going to fix the whole world. And then Tuesday, I'm in the GURPS thing, where I made a really fun character. And we'll see how she does. And yeah, I think that's it. I think I
Yeah. Right on. Next is going to be, let's do Mr. Daniel.
Hello, hello. Yeah, what up? You caught me playing Omen. And did I make a bunch of drugs using the rulebook? And yeah, during some of that, yes, I did. Am I gonna probably use them? Oh yes. Um, I'll talk to you, Mir, about that later. Anyways,
Yes.
you can catch me every other Friday on the Samurai game as Masahira, because I thought we had to make a double name. No, it's just Masahira. So Saru Masahira. And then you can also catch me. That goes to Monday. Yep. Monday in Fire Strike for the first half of each session during the finale until I have to go to work. Because a man's got to make some money. And then you can catch me on Wednesdays for Over the Horizon. Where I died for the fourth time, technically, based on the backstory. Came back and now I've just got to kick some ass. Because those bugs, they're going to get crushed hard. And that's it. That's everything I'm in.
All right. Excellent. Next thing's next. Let's go to Nightheart.
Hi ho, friendolas. My name is Rowan, otherwise known as Nightheart. Got me here today playing Keshet, who is the gunsmith, gun-slinging, gun-making, gun-fixing, gun, who is going to do things involving guns, and also wants to be everyone's friend and is kind of charming in his own way involving guns. Buy my guns! Which is a counterpart to one of my characters every other Friday, who constantly says, buy my swords. So come and see some samurais doing some samurai shit, some of it honorable, some of it not so honorable, and some of it in between. Can also find me here on this Monday, which will hopefully be, we will get it done the last episode of Fire Strike. I'm excited to see how it ends. It's been a long time coming. On Wednesdays, you can find me here where I am in Over the Horizon as Snell, who died for the first time based on his backstory, and is not a fan of it, and is going to hopefully not do it more than one.
It was actually the second time. You forgot about that one time.
No one counts that time. I mean, sometimes you're just taking a big old crawler and your heart stops, you know? Anyway, that's it for me.
What the fuck? That was good. Sorry, continue.
No, that's it. That's me.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Okay. And finally, the one who's fucking been hiding this whole time, Cyrus Smith. Yes, Gunner? Do you have something you'd like to say to the class?
You can't see me, so I can't. There, see, you can't see me.
Okay, Mr. Cena.
Hi there. My name is Cyrus Smith, and today you caught me playing John Cena. I mean, Lucky as Yes, I play hide and seek. Anyway, you can also find me on. Damn it, Brian, I shouldn't have yawned. Brian, you know those are infectious over the TV waves.
Yes, I know.
TV waves. I'm
Good.
tired. Okay.
Eh.
You can also find me on Saturday night, this Saturday night, doing a thing, the After the Bomb thing. You can find me every other Sunday doing the Gloomfall thing. Monday nights are the Fire Strike thing, but not for too much longer. The thing, the Wednesday thing. I've just decided I'm just gonna cancel the whole thing.
Like hell you are.
Most of the players are here, so it's fine for me to say that on such short notice, right?
If you fucking cancel, I will fly to Kansas.
Rocks fall, everybody dies. The end.
Complain to you in person.
Well, that
How dare
doesn't
you.
sound like a threat, actually.
It is. Listen, I can be very threatening in person. It's terrifying. It's real bad.
But you'd be here in Kansas anyway.
Yeah.
That's me. Bye.
All right. And that leaves it to me. Hello, everybody. My name is Mira, also known as Win 5 Get 1 Free. And guys, I had someone actually email me to do a game with me. So,
Yeah.
I'm going to lead off with this. If you guys want me, that's right, me, to run one of your games, I can run anything from a clown shoes, which is what I run literally right before New Amsterdam, to very serious affairs, such as the New Amsterdam, which is a very serious affair, to everything in between, any system, whatever the fuck you want. It's only $20 a head. Them's are some pretty good going rates right now. Email me at mirashadesgm@gmail.com, which is my official business email. Please, I would love for all of you to play my games. Buy my games. But also, you can catch me on Mondays where I am in Fire Strike as my two favorite characters with Aki the Seekers. Hopefully we will be wrapping that one up soon because we are all so excited to see where this story ends up. Well, you can also catch me on Thursdays, obviously, writing New Amsterdam. You can catch me on every other Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday, where I'm definitely going to be someone whose home has been burned down and, you know, bringing in a character on high intensity. Always fun, definitely not stressful, definitely not trying to figure out how I'm going to make sure I'm not just, you know, being melodramatic as opposed to making a legitimate emotional arc out of literally nowhere. And you can also catch me on Saturdays where I am in After the Bomb, where I tried to play some folk songs for some kids, and my guitar strings broke in the apocalypse. What a damn shame. Literally the saddest thing that could happen. And you can also catch me every other Sunday where we're going home. Oh my god, we're going home. Other than that, if you are currently yeah, I'm so fucking happy. If you're currently watching us on YouTube, we love you so much. But what are you doing, you silly goose? You'll be watching us live at Paradise Theater at twitch.tv/pair_o_dice_theater. If you are currently watching us at Twitch, thank you so much. We love you. But also, you know, you could be watching us again and again and again and again and again at youtube.com/paradise theater. No underscores. And if you are a fan who enjoys community interaction, you also happen to love the hot, fast, and sexy world of scheduling, and you love hot beams, catch us at Pair Theater. I am Mira, and that is going to be all from me. So, with everyone here and all of us saying a goodnight from Paradise Theater, let's get let's get a Nostrovia and get the fuck out of here. Nostrovia.
Nostrovia.